Some of the content of Patriots Unfiltered may not be suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
The world's original podcast.
Welcome to Patriots Unfiltered.
It's probably not a great look to be making out with your head of HR if you're married with kids.
I went to the Jay-Z Beyonce one.
Beyonce?
Yeah.
The police were at Fenway Park. We used to have to do all the work on the paper after
Right.
after the game was over, on a Sunday night.
Yeah.
And Fred goes, yeah, you guys got to do it yourself. I'm going.
It's a preseason game. Alex or Evan as your Super Bowl party coordinator? Oh, it's got to be Alex. I mean, Evan would be like, what would he do? Deuce or Paul as a ping pong partner?
Deuce. Being an avid Jeopardy guy, as I tell you that, it's one of my favorite
I know.
things.
You're 80.
I have definitely found that I don't do as well as I used to.
Have you tried Prevagen?
Apparently not a great white shark on the poster.
What is it, a Mako?
Yeah.
Short fin Mako shark.
There you go. I know my sharks.
This is Patriots Unfiltered.
Presented by Toyota's official website for deals, buyatoyota.com.
All right, welcome to Patriots Unfiltered. It is Tuesday here at Gillette Stadium, and we are training camp eve. Players are here, but camp opens for the public tomorrow. So can't wait for that. It's going to be crazy. It's always exciting that first day. People get here. Some people get here early as 4 in the morning just to get in line and make sure that they're front and center and the bleachers for practice. So that'll be fun to see. It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
The weather's supposed to be nice, right?
Beautiful. Great day today.
Yeah.
Sorry, Paul. Sorry, Paul. Does that rub it in as we're getting ready to turn the page to training camp?
I thought you were going in another direction. It's 10 degrees cooler than I would like it.
Yeah, it
today.
is a little cool for you. It's only like 75 right now.
Yeah.
This to me is perfect.
Oh, it's beautiful weather.
But good start to camp for the weather, though. Seems like
Now you can throw that back in my face on Friday.
Yeah, it's going to be hot.
If I'm sweating at all, because it's supposed to be like knocking on the door of 100.
Oh, is that right, on Friday?
It's like 97, I think.
When did that happen?
It's a tough day. The weather's constantly changing, Fred.
These
you
apps,
never know.
I don't know if New England, if you've ever heard that phrase, if you
don't
didn't like the weather.
All right. It's Paul. It's Deuce. It's me. It's Matt in the booth. Talking Patriots. Talking training camp. And we're going to have a little game later on. And we're going to finally do the game where we guess the listener. We're going to show pictures of some of our more famous listeners, and we're going to have to guess who's who. So
you guys know some of them. They're all. I don't think I'm
I'm
going to
have to
any
disqualify myself from a couple of them.
Yeah.
I think so. We have 10 here.
Yeah.
Of which 3 I met personally. So.
I think I've met at least 3 personally.
Yeah. So I might have to recuse myself from 3 of them, but I want to play the others.
I'm excited to see Christian in LA. I don't know what he looks like, but I imagine he's in some kind of luxurious setting, and he's probably going to be trolling our other listeners. I hope with his picture.
So all right, so we'll play that a little later. But first up, Mike Vrabel addressed the media today, and you guys were present. So what did you take away from that?
Ready to go. I think like all of us, we're ready to get the train rolling. It sounded like they like what they did in the spring, but I always hear from Vrabel, it sounds like he's a teacher, and that's to me where his coaching starts. It sounds like that's what he sees as his biggest motivation, teaching these guys, earning their trust, developing relationships with them. You hear him talk about that so much, and watching him through the spring, it's clear that's what he wants to do. He's going to different players, and I think I'll let Paul talk about one of our favorite quotes that he had about being surprised by anything. I think that was the question, Paul, wasn't it?
Well, it was just about like the competition level and what does he most look forward to, and in camp. And it was a question that Dan Roach asked pretty late in the press conference, and I thought it got an interesting answer. And he said that he's always most excited to see a guy in pads that looks better. I'm paraphrasing. That looks better than he did without pads. So in other words, the guy comes out and he's, maybe more physical, a better tackler, better breaking tackles, better contact balance, I think was a phrase that he used. Kind of the opposite of when we talk about, like, these guys look great in shorts and T-shirts.
Yeah, right.
Sometimes guys look better when the pads come on, and he said it happens every year, and it's always one of the most exciting things that he
Did anyone
finds.
ask him, like, for a notable one?
No,
you thought
that would
of?
have been a good follow-up.
Yeah, well, I mean, he also hasn't
Yes,
been here,
if we do, no,
Yeah.
but like
But in Tennessee.
Tennessee,
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, maybe somebody like Jack Gibbons, I would say.
But
undrafted, guy, and
yeah.
there's
it
a
would have
couple
been a good.
stories
It
like
would have been
that.
a good follow-up question. It was very late. In fairness to everybody, it was
too.
very late.
I think
in the,
Spillane might have been kind of one of those guys. I would bet an unheralded kind of guy that doesn't have the crazy height or the crazy speed or anything, but the sum is greater than its parts. I think that's what he was getting at a little bit. But yeah, sounds like he's excited to get going. A lot of talk about just the first few days of practice, the ramp-up period, couple days of helmets, couple days of shells. We'll get into pads next week, but he's clearly still excited to get into pads. But that was a lot of the gist of it. Just how are we going to manage things as
and
we
he
get
did
going.
open with, I thought a lot of, not necessarily breaking news, but a lot of very positive, I think, developments in terms of it sounds like everybody's here, first and foremost. He talked about Diggs specifically. He said it's a testament to, the fact that, I think people know now that he is ready to go. He didn't open on any list. We'll go over the individual players that are on NFI and PUP right now. Diggs was not one of them, so that's an update for
And according
for the show.
to
And
reports, he's
he's
fully cleared.
He's fully clear. Well, yeah. I mean, he has to be in order to not be on one of those lists because he's cleared to practice. So that's a really exciting development. He said it's a testament to how hard he's
So,
worked.
so does that mean when they put the pads on next week, he'll have pads on?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Mike said that he's not saying that he's going to play.
Pleasantly surprised.
He's cleared to go every play. It's not. That doesn't mean he's going to go every play.
Right.
So I think he's trying to nip it in the bud, like, oh, he was on a pitch count or this or that. No one's going to go every play. He made I thought a point to say that. So that was a good development with.
But we see a lot of people that are
Stephon
out there
Diggs.
for practice when they're in shorts, but then the pads come on and they're not.
No, I mean.
That's not the case for him.
So
right?
the first day of pads, I think, is going to be Monday.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if he's not in pads. I don't know how you feel about it, Mike.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think he's good to go.
He's good to go. According to what Mike said today, he's.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, just manage him a little bit, make sure there's no swelling.
I just think that
kind of
those
stuff.
things get sort of cast aside. Like, it's all individual.
Yeah.
It's an individual. I mean, Wes Welker played in the preseason games, and he tore his ACL the last game of the season.
Yeah.
And he was ready to go. He caught 7 passes and 2 touchdowns in week 1 of the 2010 season. So it's not unprecedented. And I also thought Mike had another subtle thing. Marcus Epps,
That's what I was just going to say.
same thing.
Yep.
No list for Marcus Epps. Now, he's been flying under the radar. He's one of the lesser-known free agents that they acquired in the offseason. Well, evidently, he's coming off a torn ACL, too, and he's not on a list.
Yeah.
So I kind of thought that was Mike's way of saying, let's relax on,
Okay,
building
yeah.
a statue.
For sure.
Okay,
For
all
sure.
right.
But
yeah.
he did say in complimentary fashion to Diggs, it's a testament to how hard he's worked.
Yep.
Yeah, a couple other tidbits, though, from that were Tavai said expect him back out there tomorrow, which
So
is
why don't you read
great sign.
the guys that are open?
Yeah, so the
open
PUP
on
is
and NFI.
yeah. So Mac Hollins, Austin Hooper, Vidarian Lowe, and Jelani Tavai, and he said Tavai we expect will be out there tomorrow. So that kind of weird to me though. Just we knew he was injured. He probably came back. He tested. He had to start, but then he's okay in a couple days. There's probably some kind of mechanism that
I'll
held
get to
up.
that. I'll get to that momentarily.
Yeah, and then Carlton Davis, Minkins, and Webb are the other 3 on the NFI list. And he said he expected. Was it Davis and Minkins? I think Davis and Minkins will both be out there
No,
tomorrow.
Davis and Webb.
Davis and Webb,
Probably
sorry,
Minkins
excuse
might be another couple of days.
Yeah.
So, without knowing specifics, other than Tavai, we know is dealing with a calf injury.
Mm-hmm.
My guess is he wasn't physically ready to take the conditioning run, or they wanted to push him back, and maybe he felt like he was ready, and they pushed him back to everybody else, which
Yeah.
is today, because
Yeah.
Mike also said that the team that arrived today took the run, and they just finished that. They're going to have meetings after lunch, blah, blah, blah. So my guess is Jelani Tavai did the run today. That's
Yeah.
why they expect him out there tomorrow.
It's a good sign.
Whereas all the other injured guys, so the rookies, the quarterbacks, and guys coming off injury or dealing with injury, reported, what was it, Saturday?
Yeah, I think so.
Friday.
Friday. Okay. Friday. So my guess is Tavai did not take the conditioning run that day. He took it today.
Yeah. It's a good sign for Tavai. I think we're all wondering how he fits into things right now, but interesting linebacker among this group, and just has to get out there to start camp. I mean, it's similar to the rookies where he's in a new system. He needs to kind of carve out a role. Same thing for the rookies. Just any day those guys miss really sets them back. So it's a good sign. I mean, I think overall the team is really
So
healthy.
among the wide receivers, everybody's ready.
Everybody ready?
Everybody's ready.
Everybody's ready. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Diggs was the only one that was. Oh no, Matt
Hollins.
Collins is.
Oh,
is
that's right,
still out.
Hollins,
Matt
right.
Collins is.
He
on
always the
PUP.
forgotten man. I mean, and Paul and I, or actually, who was I talking to yesterday? It was just, no, it was this morning talking about he's on PUP. Maybe he starts the season on PUP. He's out for a few weeks to begin the season. It frees up some of the depth a little bit.
I
Somebody
wonder
had-
if it's one of those deals. Mike and I had.
Yeah.
Mike and I had a good noodle session this
We
morning.
haven't seen each other in like
I
2
have.
weeks.
I've missed Mike.
Gotta get caught up.
But I do wonder if that's one of those that, buy some time. Everybody keeps talking, well, I don't know if they're going to keep 5, 6, maybe
Right.
7. You got a log jam there. There are a lot of players. Maybe this is a way to buy you some time to see if sometimes those kind of work themselves out where someone gets injured. I feel like they did that with Kendrick Bourne last year.
Yeah.
I think Kendrick Bourne would have been ready to go at the start of the season, but they got 2 rookies in Jalen Polk and Javon Baker. They want to see what they can do. They're integrating some other guys. Kayshawn Boutte, I think, sort of came on as camp went on. So let's see if we can get those guys some playing time, see if they can work their way into or out of the lineup, and we'll buy ourselves some time with 3 weeks. Now, maybe they're doing that. I don't know what Matt Collins'
Somebody asked me
health status is.
if I thought Matt Collins was a lock, and I said yes.
Yes, I would say yes.
I think so. I mean, I connected to Josh, and that's part of why it might make sense a little bit to delay him like that. Josh knows what he has in him, knows how he wants to use him. There's not a lot probably to learn. I think he's probably a lock too. As just a 5th receiver, he's got size. You saw what he did in Buffalo last year.
Special
Some
teams
key
ability.
spot. Really seems like a really good guy. I mean, I think I told the story in here about photo day where he came in and put some Frank Sinatra on after like a day of, So I think he's got one of those magnetic personalities, and yeah, I think they have a spot for him in a role for sure.
Yep. Other news: Forge and Foxborough episode 2, as you know, dropped on last Friday,
Yep.
and it's been pretty well received. So if anyone has any comments about it, critiques, suggestions, anything like that, let us know.
Yeah.
Happy to hear about that.
I like the stuff about Morgan Moses. We've talked about plenty of that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it came off the field during OTAs. And like you were in here already starting the show, and I was like, Morgan Moses is holding a session, and that whole act around him and the uncertainty, the instability they've had at the tackle position. That's one of my 3 big questions. Drake's step. What does Diggs do for the offense? And are the tackle position, is that settled on the offensive side of the ball? Are Morgan Moses and Will Campbell going to be enough of an answer to protect Drake, to protect the edges? And as we said, Matt Crosby right out of the chute. So it's going to be challenging right from the get-go. But those are my 3 big kind of questions just for this offense as we get going.
It's really, with training camp, especially early in camp, it's really hard to say, oh, this player is going to have a good season.
Yeah.
You just don't know. But what I think we're going to be looking for is, how does the team look as a whole? How does the offense look from a fluid standpoint? Is it in rhythm? Is there a lot of stops and starts, or are things being run efficiently?
That's a good one for him.
Yep.
That's what you're kind of looking for early.
Because it's not like you have to break down. Evan does a great job of sort of recognizing some of the route schemes that they're in, the concepts that they're doing. You don't need necessarily to have that to be able to say, you could tell last year and the year before that the offense was going to struggle based on what you saw. It just like the fits and starts that Fred's talking about, the constant false starts, the sloppiness, the guys being, aligned, properly before the snap. Not to mention their inability to get open, which was visible to even the most layman football watcher like me. So you could see these guys are not separating. So if you see a change with the discipline, first and foremost, in terms of false starts, alignment, timing, crisp nature of running the plays, and then some ability to actually throw it and catch it. on a more consistent basis. That will be an improvement because you've seen that the last couple of years in camp.
Yep.
Even when it's not overly competitive, you can see the guys having trouble uncovering.
Yep.
And we'll know it if you see it.
What was the camp progression like for you guys watching in the heyday of Brady? I mean, were you watching these kind of things? Were
Surgical.
I mean, but did the defense punch back a lot? Like, was there?
yeah.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Were
they were
there
very
was a back and
competitive.
forth?
Yeah, but they would be chirping. There's legendary stories that I'm sure you've
Yeah.
heard a million times of how like Vrabel was one of them, Rodney Harrison, Ty Law. Those guys used to really give Brady a hard time, and Brady relished lighting them up.
Now it was surgical. Now there would be stretches where the defense
Yep.
would start having the edge, and then Brady would get pissed,
mad. Yeah.
and it would be time for him to come out, and he would refuse to come out
Yeah.
because he wanted to keep getting his reps to make good. That happened a few times, but most of the time the ball rarely hit the ground.
No, Fred's right. I mean, that's general terms. It was surgical.
No rehuddles, no lineup wrongs.
Almost never that.
Yeah.
Because Brady wouldn't even
I
let
mean,
you on the
false
field.
false starts, yes.
Yeah.
Like false starts happen. Not like they did last year. That was
Yeah.
atypical last year. But they had plenty of offensive linemen taking laps for false starts in the height of the dynasty. But one thing that always stuck out to me too is, like sometimes you get some protection issues in camp. And they're not able to get the play. And Brady would get very frustrated when he wasn't able to get the timing of a playoff because there was a guy in his face. And do you remember the day he got really mad at the offensive line? And he yelled at them and he was like calling them names and stuff. And Copen was like, they started like bickering back and forth. It was like Paul and Fred in a semantic argument.
Well, to tie that stuff a little bit to Forged in Foxborough, I caught a clip from Felger and Maz that I thought was a good point from Felger, and I noticed it too. Vrabel kind of pushing Drake May to be forceful, to have that kind of presence. And I think you look at Drake May, we talk about what step is he going to take. You lose track of, he's like a 22, 23-year-old kid right now. And having the kind of command that Brady had, of course, developed and earned respect by winning Super Bowls, but being able to hold his guys accountable. And I think that's something that Mike Vrabel, did himself on the defense. But I saw in Forged in Foxborough him pushing Drake to take those steps. And those aren't the steps that we talk about. We talk about cutting down interceptions and being good in the red zone and in crunch time, but really growing as a leader and growing in command of the team and being the guy that demands that the offense is performing at a certain level. I mean, I think that's a big part of Drake's development. And I just, seeing and Felger tied it directly to, that being Vrabel having such a big hand in Drake's development. Again, we talk a lot about Josh's development and the offense and him grasping what might be more on his plate, having to make calls at the line and those things. But I think the impact that Vrabel can have of really just putting a chip a little bit on Drake's shoulder, like you said with Brady, like demanding that it's perfection. And Jabril Pepper's favorite line, you chase perfection, but you end up at greatness. Hopefully that's what we see in camp too, is that Drake taking command and calling guys out, things that are wrong. A little pissed.
That's what Brady was exceptional at.
There was one line that Vrabel said, it might have been at a press conference, but it was in Forged, where he says, we need, talking about Drake May, I need to encourage him.
Mm-hmm.
You would never hear Belichick saying that about any quarterback.
Yeah.
I think Vrabel, in his mind, the way he wants to coach, he's going to be tough. But I think with a young guy like that, and he mentions it, he's 22, he's young, like, you need to encourage him. You need to accentuate when he does it right and make sure that you're acknowledging, yes, you did it right. Good job,
He's a kid, right?
Yeah.
I think like 22 seemed old when I was 22. I'm like, now it's like you're still a baby and, working around NFL players and the expectations and the pressure that's on these guys. It's under-talked about aspect of Drake that hopefully Vrabel has impact.
So tomorrow, we will be out there live with camp. Practice starts about 10:15 or so. We'll be on air probably 9:30 because Vrabel will have a press conference. We'll cover that live, and then we'll go into practice and we'll show you everything we're allowed to show you live. So make sure you're up. Make sure you've got your laptop warmed up because we'll be streaming everything we can tomorrow, starting at around 9:30. 9:15. Because Vrabel's at 9:30. So we'll be on air 9:15, and we'll do Vrabel. We'll start talking about the arrivals. Yeah, so we'll have all of that tomorrow. So make sure you're with us.
Where are we sitting, Fred? Where's our perch? Are we still up on the like we were for OTAs? And stuff?
We're a little lower. Oh,
Yeah?
Well, yeah, for
Same spot?
Yeah,
Okay.
that new spot.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Just making sure, and we'll do the wrap ups after each of the practices. So if you aren't able to watch live, then we'll have a quick 10-minute.
And I just want to thank Mike for allowing me to be on the training camp podcast. Mike Dussault experience.
We'll see about that, Paul. We'll see how it goes.
No, Mike and I and Evan will do every day. Just a podcast,
Yeah,
a
little
training
wrap
camp
up.
practice review. It's
Yep.
it's the training camp
10
podcast.
minutes. You don't have to. I mean, there'll be a couple days where PU will happen right on the heels of a practice, so we'll come right in here and all of us will talk about it.
The goal is to get them done as quickly, as close to the end of practice as we can, but there will be days probably that we're doing our regular PU shows that
Yep.
we probably won't have time to do it before.
I like that. That's a good idea, Paul. I'm going to put that in there. Yeah, as fast as we can. Good note. Good note. I like that.
We do have people writing in.
I'm just glad that you allowed me to be on your show. Have you seen any of these schedules that are circulating with a little inside baseball for everybody? All of a sudden you're getting these schedules. Things to expect during camp. Well, live PU show on opening day, and a Mike Dussault podcast after the show. Like, what?
I think
Are you going to be
decent
out there
friends.
for the fans?
I don't know. I've
haven't
not
asked
been
you?
formally asked yet, so
Oh,
maybe
it's
I
kinda-
got them.
What are they waiting for?
I got them too excited, maybe. So
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't
Well,
think I
maybe
am
they
this
don't
year.
need you, which
So,
is fine. But if they do, they should at least. Give you a
usually
little
these things
heads
happen.
up.
They're like, "Hey, are you good tomorrow to come down?" And
Yeah.
so I don't know. I think there might be new stuff going on. So
We do have people writing in about Forge and Foxborough. Ellen, Wisconsin, thought episode 2 was fantastic, especially with the limited amount of football activities between the draft and release. I do have one big criticism. No Paul. If you've got a star, use him.
I'm sorry. I did issue an apology, a public apology last week for not being available for that. I was on vacation when they needed me, and just didn't work out. I apologize for that. But Mike was on.
They tried. I know. Well,
Mike was on.
He's talking about what happens in coaches' meetings. That's
Right. I mean, who
Because you've been
better?
to so many of
Who
them.
better to give you insight into what goes on in a coaches
Yeah,
meeting
right.
than Mike Dussault?
We talk hockey. Who's this? Voodoo writes in, loved episode 2. Incorporating players from the early dynasty era and focusing on a specific unit of the team was a good idea, as I liked hearing about the offensive line operation with the new coaches now and how the early 2000s guys like Andruzzi shared their takes on what it's like to play for the Patriots. Also nice to see Scar still around the building once in a while and speaking to the players. My only qualm would be I wish it was longer because I love it so much. It's nice to see this new era incorporate new ideas for the fans to experience. Also a question, what does a successful stat line look like this season for May, Will Campbell, and Stephon Diggs?
Will Campbell, I think, is easy. 17 starts at left tackle
And no sacks.
I mean, we'll jump off from there, but I think that's the baseline.
But I think 17
if he's
starts.
starting every game at
that's
left
a good
tackle,
one because if he's really a train wreck, he's probably not going to stay in there.
Right.
There'll be some bumps and bruises along the way, but I think that's a good one for him. Diggs, to me, I mean, I don't know specifics, but 100 catches, 1,200 yards.
Break 1,000 yards. I mean, he breaks 1,000 yards.
Yeah,
pretty much
I
every
need more
year.
than 1,000 yards.
Yeah, that's
1,000 yards is
the
pedestrian.
Yeah,
I need
that's
more than
that's
that.
the goal of just get over that hump, and I think
especially in light of the fact that I think he's going to dominate the targets and whatnot.
Yeah.
Because he's the guy.
Yep.
He's not, like Nico Collins was with him in Houston last year, so his numbers were down for him.
Yeah.
But Nico Collins is a legit number one guy on the outside. They don't have that here.
Yeah.
Somebody online did a compilation of Will Campbell quotes, mostly from college. And he had one that said, if you're a defensive lineman and your stat line is 1 sack a game, you're doing really well. But if you're a tackle and it's 1 sack a game, you're cut.
Yeah.
He says all the right things.
He's got the mentality, no
He's-
question. I mean, he just oozes offensive lineman.
Yeah.
From the moment they drafted him. Hopefully he solves that problem for the next 10 years, and we don't have to come in here and talk about we have no tackles. That'd be nice.
That is true. I never really thought of it that way. But a defensive end that ends the season with 17 sacks is an all-pro.
Right.
And an offensive tackle that allowed 17 sacks is not an all-pro.
No, no, he's probably out of the league.
Right. Sean in Freeland, Pennsylvania. I'm glad we're talking football and not Jaws. Okay.
We can go to
All
Jaws
right.
if you want. We just were talking Jaws on
The Forge in Foxborough Part 2 was excellent. The Dante Scarnecchia part was amazing. Keep up the great work. If there was one critique, too much Julian Edelman. Sorry, to me, he's the most overrated Patriot of all time. And also, he seems to have a knack of following a mic he didn't like, but I digress. What does that mean?
He likes to talk. He likes to hear himself talk.
Also, you have something to say about
No,
that?
probably nothing I probably should say.
What do you give Jalen Polk percentage change to make the team? So
Chance to make the team.
chance to make the team.
I'm on Polk. I might go down with that ship, but I'm gonna give him a better than 50% chance, which I don't think anyone else would do.
I would agree. I think at this point it would be somewhat surprising if he made the team.
Yeah.
I mean, not stunning, but I think Mike is right. I think most people, I've seen a handful of projections already, including from one who I value greatly, and Mike Reese had one, I think, today, and did not have Jalen
Did
Polk
not have
on
him
it.
on. I wonder about Kendrick Bourne. We've had him here for a while. We've seen him have spurts of good production. His first year productive. 2 years ago when he got hurt, he was having a pretty good season. I just wonder, has that run its course? Is he still on the upswing? Have we kind of seen
Well, he's not
it?
on the upswing
Yeah,
at
right.
this stage of his career. The question would be, do they feel like they have enough in some, does your guy wrestle, a role away from him? Does Jalen Polk, is he better than Kendrick Bourne? Or Javon Baker, is he better than Kendrick Bourne? Dare I say, Efton Chisholm? I think that's a lock that he's not better than, Bourne's not better than him. I mean, I wouldn't even...
Not to
Begin
oversimplify
to
it,
be
but that's
silly.
kind of the root of it for me. Maybe it is, but Polk versus Bourne, and Bourne probably a little more speed, a little more versatility, moving around, hand it off to him, that kind of stuff. But Polk a little bit bigger, maybe a little stronger. I'm not sure. What's their preference? How are they going to see the team? And
You
what
can
they
make a
need?
very strong argument that you should be keeping a guy like Jalen Polk over a guy like Kendrick Bourne. Not the least of which, and not one that I like to use, but you can save, $6 million, I think, by letting go of Bourne.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't care. To me, if Bourne were the better player, I would keep Bourne.
But I think right now Bourne is the better player, don't you?
Yes, that's how I feel. Mike, I think you could make a strong argument for Mike's defense. Not that I need to argue for Mike.
No, I like when you do, because you do it better than me, so it's fun to listen to.
You take the young guy who still has upside. I think Bourne is a finished product. He is what he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he might be better than Polk right now, today, but maybe in November that's not the case anymore if it works out the way Mike thinks and hopes it does.
I'm interested. More on Polk is recovering from surgery, so was limited during the spring. Is he limited when we get out there? Does he get opportunities with Drake May? Quote from Vrabel that stood out to me this spring was, quarterbacks tell you pretty quick who they like. It's who they throw the ball to. And last summer, there was really no debate. Drake liked Jalen Polk. He threw the ball to him a lot. So is he healthy? Does he get the opportunity to play with Drake and that first offense? And does he continue to get targeted like that? If those things start to line up, then you say maybe he can bounce back. If he's buried on the depth chart, maybe it takes him a little while to actually get the red jersey off, and then he's not even getting the reps with Drake, then it's headed in a different direction.
I agree that it won't be that hard to figure out. I'm not telling you you're going to get it right in terms of your roster projection. I get these 6 receivers making, or these 7 receivers making it, and you're going to be right. But you will be able to tell if Polk is not part of it, because he was an active part of camp last year, like Mike said. Yeah. And if he's not this year, I would say the writing's on the wall. I would argue that Booty sort of wrestled those kinds of opportunities away from Polk last year, because Booty was not
for sure
a highly targeted guy throughout camp until very late. He started to come on, and as the season began, I think
the game targets are what matter.
Polk started here and Booty started here, and by the middle of September, they had switched spots.
That's right.
For sure. For sure. And that's what it's all about. Get to the season, get the targets.
While I'm thinking about it, I want to let people know about this special raffle, which is pretty cool. You can enter the Patriots road trip raffle for your chance to travel to New Orleans as the Patriots take on the Saints October 12th.
Nice.
One lucky fan will receive 2 tickets on a private charter to the game, tickets to the game, of course, hotel accommodations, and much more. So you can enter for a chance to win for just $10. All your proceeds benefit the Patriots Foundation, the Patriots Charitable Foundation. to purchase your tickets, go to patriots.com/community. So that's pretty cool. Travel on the team plane. I assume they say a private charter, unless they're going to have a second charter, which is a possibility. But you're going to go privately. You're not going to go commercial to the game in New Orleans, which we've been to New Orleans many times for games. It's probably one of the best cities for a football game because everything is walkable.
I don't think Mike has ever been there.
Oh, no,
Is that where one of those Super Bowls was played?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
2 of them.
No, never. Not once.
Yeah.
Watched it on TV, though.
Many of them, but 2 that we've been involved in, right?
One for me.
Oh, yeah. But it's a great place to watch a Super Bowl.
I was as a fan at the other one.
And it's
but
a
you
great...
were working. You were like burning the midnight oil at that 96 one, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Talking to the Jets.
Lot of memories.
I was fanboy. I had my Drew jersey on in the stands at that one.
A lot of memories at that game, which we'll get into some other time. But so go to patriots.com/community. $10. All the money goes to charity, and you can win tickets to the game to New Orleans, private hotel,
Good deal.
the whole thing. And the more probably includes the sideline pass before the game to get down there. So it's a good take for $10.
Good deal.
Sounds
Yeah.
great. Buy a ticket.
Yep.
I can officially announce that I will be speaking before practice.
Did you literally
they
just get
let
that?
you
At
know.
12:19, no, we just got the email. So if you're gonna come Thursday, we'll be out there maybe.
There's no better hype man in the business than Mike Dussault.
Get you fired up.
Do you know who you'll be with?
Put your hands
Evan
together
Laser, I think.
for Mike
Dassault. What?
Dussault.
That'll be fun. I love camp. You know, it's like Paul always says, like the first day, like this is great, the first day, and then like by tomorrow afternoon, this time, I'll be like, it's a pads. Let's get pads, and then I get like the third pads practice. Like, this is a preseason.
Let's get to the
game.
joint.
No, the joint
Let's
practice.
get to the joint.
You always kind of look into what's next, but it's.
Then once that joint practice comes and goes, then you're just like, all right, just get me, just get me to week
well,
one.
that's maybe the biggest thing I've taken away is because back in the early days when I was a fan, I would go to those practices that were open to the public and watch and get the atmosphere and everything. But what you get introduced to are the late August practice that aren't open to the public but are open to the media. And sometimes it's like watching paint dry.
That's
it
paint
is,
dry. Absolutely, because
like,
they're now they're into it. They're slow. You know how I think one of the shows recently, someone wrote in and was saying how much quicker and faster Ramondre Stevenson looked, and I said, no, your eyes aren't deceiving you. They are quicker and faster now.
Yeah.
Right now, they will hit the ground and look a step faster than the last time you saw them because they are, because they're not worn down. Once you get to what Mike is talking about, it's like they played a couple of preseason games. They really just want the seasons to start. They're dragging, they're slowing down, and it's just a slog.
Yeah. I mean, although Vrabel did talk about the walkthrough today, and from their perspective, the walkthroughs, those slower pace, allow them to incorporate more players. They can go 2 fields, offense, defense. So, you have whatever the math is, 44 guys all out there at once. So it's a little bit helpful for them. But for us, trying to read between the lines and understand what they're trying to install, without the pace, it's hard to do. And Vrabel pointed out, we all want to get to the point where you're in pads. You got to fight with a guy, then you got to disengage, you got to chase the ball, then you got to run back to the huddle.
And do it again.
And do it again, really laying out my experience playing football, which was, it's just so chaotic. It's not like watching on TV where you're like, okay, 2nd and 8. It's like chaos. And then you're like, I don't even know what the down and distance is sometimes. You're just like, fight, run to the huddle, fight.
And Fred knows this because he was informed about it by Bruce Armstrong. But do you know how, like, that time between the plays, and you're always like, it feels like when you're watching a game, it's forever.
Yeah. Oh my God.
But when you're playing, and this is at such a low level, like a high school level, like
we won
the
one
play
game.
just ended. What is the situation? Is it third down? Like you don't really even know.
I know.
And
you
there's
just
probably
like
certain
you scramble to
guys.
the huddle. You think you're going to get a delay a game every play. I mean, maybe that's just a quarterback talking. I always felt like we were on the verge of getting.
Well, that's
a
what I was
going to
ask you because I was doing it as an offensive lineman, which is it's different. You're a lot of fighting, and but the wide receivers they're sprinting. So I wonder. I always thought the quarterback. Well, he must know. Like he's got a sense of calm. But to hear Paul talk about it, it's being just as chaotic for you, trying to get the call.
But this is high
relay the
school.
call.
Like, oh yeah, what did you just do?
Yeah.
Try to get the call. You know how you got the call? You had to run to the sideline.
Right.
Now, for us, it was easy because it was the same play every play. Power eye right, 22 lead, until we really switched it up and went power eye left, 23 lead.
You go to the other side now.
Once in a while, I would say it was on 2, and then all hell would break loose.
Right. I know. I used to like first sound. First sound was great and like easy.
First sound was like short yardage. If it
ready
was
to
like a
go.
quarterback sneak, you know, you just get under and it'd go set, and then they would snap the ball and no one would be ready.
that always
Those
at
were good because I would get 2 yards without getting hit.
Is that always at the quarterback's discretion what the snap is on? Is that, I mean, for your experience? Like, game time I did, there was never, the coach was never really
Every
relaying
once in a
with
while, the coach would say, "Hey, you know,
Try to get 'em here."
they're being aggressive. You know, they would see stuff that maybe you didn't see, and they would say, you know,
Yeah.
just switch it up. Call this one on 2. You're going to get a free 5 yards, and it never worked.
Ah,
That's
It
what I try
never
to
worked.
tell.
Anytime you set it
Yeah.
up, it never worked.
That's what I tell Campbell in flag football. Like, because fourth down in flag football, when it's like they're gonna blitz right now, like just nobody move and yell hut hut twice. I guarantee. You know, they still can't seem to grasp it though. I guess it's a reflection.
All right,
Well, they're
855
12, so.
Pats 500 is the hotline. 855 Pats 500. Let's get to the phones because you know we have to save time for the guess the Patriots caller.
Guess that listener.
Later in the show.
Do we have a
So
jingle for this?
Looking forward to that.
Quick AI.
I'm a little disappointed. I'm only disappointed.
Jingle.
There's only 10.
Game show jingle.
I was hoping there'd be more
More,
than 10.
yeah.
We'll have to do another round of
We've
that.
lost a lot of regulars, so I'm not
Yeah,
happy.
just people
Yeah,
passing
happy.
away or like.
No, I
just-
have my.
Yeah. Should we have
my
an
theories,
Should we
so
have an
keep
in
off there.
memoriam
About
like they do with the
2019.
Oscars, where we show the pictures and you know you clap for the people that you recognize?
Well, you'll never
cry.
know. That's the thing about like social media people that you.
Malcolm Jamal
you know.
Warner, man, that one hit.
Theo.
That one hit.
And
jamming on the
he was a
one.
caller.
Young,
Jamming
yeah.
on the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the phones. We'll start off. Let's go down to Connecticut. We'll start with Nate. What's up, Nate?
Nate.
You back from camp?
Yeah. How are you guys?
Good.
Pretty good.
Did you hook up?
So my
Who's that
yeah.
lacrosse
So
game?
I don't
my
know.
question for
Could be
you guys
co-ed.
is
Or
it's
not.
about the
It doesn't
kicker.
matter. What? I'm sorry, Nate. Well, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, you're good.
Yeah.
My question is about the kickers. So, is the competition between Andy Borgalis and John Parker Romo sort of going to be like the Nick Folk, Chad Violin situation, where you have a rookie that you drafted versus sort of like a veteran? In my opinion, I feel like Andy might have the leg up based on his career in Florida, and John Parker Romo sort of been like a practice squad guy. Hasn't really seen the field that much, but yeah, thanks guys.
Okay.
I mean, I don't really.
Yeah, I
see
would
it
say
that way.
Borales has the leg up.
Yeah, he better. I think Parker Romo has.
Well, that's Nate said it.
No,
Nate
no,
said it.
I see what you did there.
He's just enough of an NFL experienced kicker to provide some competition, somebody to go up against. But if Borgalis doesn't win this, it's you spend a draft pick on him. I
Right.
mean, he
Yeah.
needs to be the guy.
You need 2 kickers in camp.
now.
But I would give the job to Borealis if it was they were choosing
The
today.
Aurora Borealis.
Is it Borealis? or not
Boregalis.
Boregalis.
Borgalis?
Boregalis.
Do you pronounce the G?
Boregalis. I think so.
Okay.
Boregalis?
Yeah, no, I'm asking.
Yeah, I think so. Boregalis.
I mean, I know I come across as a know-it-all,
I hate
but I
when you
don't know it all.
But I hate when you question like something that I think I know, and then I'm like, do I know it?
I was asking.
Oh, the G's not silent. I'm like, what? I never heard
Well, a
about
lot
the
of
G being.
people.
How
sort
is
of- yeah, I hear it pronounced
If it
different
was a
ways.
J, I'd be like, sure.
Sam's
soft J.
Sam's in North
Jogging.
Carolina. Hey, Sam.
Sam.
Yeah, what's up, fellas? Can you hear me?
Hey, Sam.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was just wanting to give Deuce his flowers. I've been tied up at work for a while and ain't been able to call in. But the Dynasty, the Sound Odyssey, I loved it in 04 because that brought me back. Like that was real nostalgia for me because that's when I started following the Patriots.
Thanks, Sam. I appreciate it.
It just like my dad's a huge Steelers fan, so that's when I started. Like I started rooting for the Patriots because they beat the Steelers, and we've been beating them for 20 years, and we'll beat them again this year.
Well, thanks for listening.
But I know we need some help on the defensive line, like rushing the passer. Why isn't Nat Judon like in a Patriots uniform? I mean, he was great for the Patriots. I don't know if it was that bad of a fallout. I don't know if we're gonna get Trey Hendrickson. Like that would be nice, but I'd like to see my guy come back. What do you guys think?
I don't think so. I mean, yeah, he's off, but
I have
no
no interest in Judon.
No,
Yeah. No,
I mean, he fell off, and he didn't do much down in Atlanta.
Yeah. I mean, I think he fell off. I understand what he's saying, though, because I've talked about edge depth. I also just wonder if he's the right kind of fit. I mean, I see him as the kind of guy that wants to stand up on the edge. And I think you have Jennings and Tavai are two guys that kind of do that, and there's questions about how exactly do they fit. I want the young guy you bring in for juice in the pass rush to be Braden Swinson. I don't want to bring in old Matt Judon. I get he had a good personality,
if Judon was still productive, I would think differently, because I do think that he wants to play like Harold Landry. He's going to be a stand-up guy on the edge and rush the passer and stuff. But Fred's right. The last year he was with the Patriots, he was banged up. I think he only played 4 games. And then he did almost nothing in Atlanta last year. I think he's clearly on the back 9. I think the league is telling you.
He's got a gravity to him, too, that I think Vrabel wants to not have guys with gravity. Right? He wants to be the guy with gravity. And
I don't think that would
little Pied Piper. That's your
that would be the best
word.
thing. Yeah.
Pied Piper kind of guy. But I loved him when he was here. I mean, God, if you didn't have Judon like 21, 22, 23, that was 23 was the year he didn't play all that much.
I give him credit those 2 years, 21 and 22. I think he played well for them. He gave them more than I envisioned him giving them. I didn't think that was a great signing, and he was a good signing. I think the time has passed.
It's hard to believe
with you guys.
We're like a year out from like that whole debacle with him sitting in practice. And
So I was thinking of that today, and they were talking about
Micah Parsons.
Yeah, they were talking about Micah Parsons, and I'm like, hello, it just happened last year.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Mayo like pleading with him
It
on the
seems
field.
so long ago.
Yeah.
I know. So much has happened
When
since
Mayo
then.
was on that box, remember he was sitting on that box, and Mayo was spending all that time in front of everybody talking to him.
Yeah.
It was a weird
He's
situation.
just kind of sitting there like shaking his head. And,
Hey, Evan.
Evan is
Congratulations.
Evan has returned from practice. Evan has returned from practice.
You were at practice? You're not supposed to be out there.
What was the mood? Who wasn't there? What did he see?
Evan has returned from getting married.
That's true.
Oh,
Married?
Maui.
Yeah. So what was the mood?
Married?
What was the mood, and what did you see, particularly on your wedding night?
as he gives it a humble.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I saw, taking out bobby pins for about 30
Dude,
minutes.
Super Bowl ring style. You know?
He's got the ring for now. We'll see.
I had the wedding.
And good, you have a real ring on.
Oh, we did. We were talking about this
Told you
earlier.
Fred's
got an
anti-rubber
alternative.
Your
ring.
anti-rubber ring.
Well, it's like, listen, if you're working construction, I get it. You want to have something on there to symbolize, but you don't want something that's going to get caught.
If you never know if you're going to be bench pressing later in the day like Andy Hart, you might want a rubber ring.
But otherwise, just take off your ring if you have to. The rubber ring is such a hardo thing, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So there.
Yeah, we.
So you might want to send that one back to Amazon.
I have both. I do have both, but
You're both.
yeah, we had. Well, the rubber ring's like $20.
Yeah.
No, I know. But
I was gonna say,
why do you need that ring and the rubber?
Well,
ring?
because like if we're, like we were on Martha's Vineyard for our honeymoon and we were hiking a little bit and on the beach a little bit and you don't want to have like the expensive
You
one.
just don't want any women that
so
happen
just
to
take
be
the
around
ring
and
off.
get the wrong idea.
Yeah, exactly. Why do you have to?
You want me to take the ring off less than a week into our? The ring wasn't coming off. That wasn't on the top.
Melted
Hey,
on.
maybe in a couple years I can get away with taking the ring off. I think right now it's glued.
Okay.
But it was good. It was
So
good. break.
everything good?
Everything went
Do you
great.
feel differently now, or is it the same?
Maybe a little bit, honestly. Like I didn't think I was going to because we already lived together and everything. So I didn't think that I was going to necessarily, but it definitely you're locked in now. Like it feels way more like
you got the prenup.
oh yeah, of
We
course.
want prenup.
No, but you feel way more
Airtight.
way
You
more
have to
locked
protect
in.
those
you
all
know?
22 tapes. You don't want to lose. You don't want to lose those in the
The
divorce.
prenup for what? Like,
Was Barth involved at all in the prenup in any capacity?
you get bars.
Was he your best man?
No, we didn't do wedding parties.
Oh, you didn't do any of that?
No, we didn't do any of that. Just too much stress, like and drama and stuff like that. So who gets picked and and all that crap. So.
That'd be funny if he was your best man and you started bickering,
It was definitely would have been possible, but no, it was good.
So what?
Questioning his technique and stuff.
Right.
It's hard to be like, so you're going to lead with the left? What are we doing? You got to be right hand dominant.
Because he's a ball knower when it comes to weddings.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
No,
Yeah, the
definitely
bartender.
not.
Yeah.
Definitely not. No, it's good.
Yeah.
It's a long way. Like I have never taken 2 consecutive weeks off from work since I started working. So it felt weird. It was a
Yeah.
long time. Today was.
That's what I asked
a little
Evan. I was
rusty.
like, did Jess get whiplash from how quickly Evan went from the wedding to like back to football?
It definitely. Once we got home from Martha's Vineyard, the realization that it is football season is now here, and our wedding excitement from that has started to wear off a little bit. We were like, oh, here we go.
Honeymoon's over.
And Alex is here.
Yep.
Yes, sorry, I had to use the little girl's room.
How close are you to getting married?
What am I at? Thanks, Dad.
Alex, where's your boyfriend? What's going on?
Not close.
Not close.
I mean, that's not an
no
Alex
time to wait
problem,
around.
that's a-
Lock it down.
Clock is ticking.
You used to bust Megan endlessly about this, and then she got engaged.
Yeah.
All right, keep it up then.
I'll
But
talk to
you've
him,
talked
Alex, I'll
about.
talk to him.
I assume you're still going out with the same guy that you've talked about. And
Yeah.
I
Well,
guess
actually, Fred.
he's doing very well. So I would assume that eventually,
Right.
Wow.
Some real estate goals before that.
Yeah.
Some of my friends have told me their biggest regret in life was having their wedding, because now they have a 1-year-old and like a little condo and they can't afford to buy a house.
So
So
first things first.
maybe take a
yeah.
page out of Evan's book. Small civil ceremony.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
it was-
But yeah, we're not.
listen, I'm all for that. You don't need the big wedding. Just
Do whatever you want.
Get married and then have a party
I want like
at
a
some other
backyard
time.
backyard
yeah.
ranger.
Yeah. Don't
It's
spend all your
whatever you
Aux
want.
cord,
if you
Spotify
got, if you got
playlist.
10 grand or 20
food
grand,
truck.
use it on a place to live. Don't use it on your wedding.
couldn't agree more.
You know?
Especially now.
You're very
These weddings.
preachy.
Yes, I am.
And who
Well, these
thought
weddings are
that
insane now.
Yeah, it's
like
ridiculous.
$70,000 to $100,000
yeah.
for a wedding.
Yeah.
It's the wedding tax.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a
Who'd have
party.
thought that
I'm
this
gonna
show
tell
would
none
be
of the
more of
vendors
an
it's for
HR
a wedding.
violation than the
Yeah.
Coldplay concert was last week?
Oh boy, that was crazy.
He's like, so what about you,
topic
Alex?
that
Like,
never-
you can't ask that. What are you doing?
Yeah, I feel like I'm at a family party.
I've only
Well,
been.
it's kind of like that.
I've
Grandpa
only been
Fred.
married I only got married at the wedding, so I don't have experience with a bigger wedding, but it was like I said to Deuce, it was nice because like I feel like I watched my sister go through it, and all they were doing was glad handing guests the entire time, and like they maybe spent a total of 10 minutes with her husband the entire day.
Yeah.
Like probably when they were up at the altar was the longest
Well,
that
that's
they.
okay because you're going to spend the rest of your life.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
but
you
it was
know,
it was the smaller wedding.
Hopefully.
It was nice to I actually spent the majority of the night with Jess, and we
Yeah.
actually got to like soak it in together a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm
which
just
was nice.
like if you come from a rich family, all right, do what you want. But if
Yeah.
you're like us, save that money
Like-
for
like us?
where you're gonna live. Don't blow all
can
that
say that.
money
He
on
knows
a
how much
one-day
we
thing.
make.
From the guy who had a
Not
great
him,
wedding, by the
us.
way. Fred.
Yeah, I paid for it.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. From the guy.
was-
No, save all that money. Fred's wedding
What
was
was
fantastic.
great? What was it great?
Well, Fred was there for one.
No, it was
on like-
small. It was on a little boat.
It was on a
in
boat.
New Hampshire.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's very cool.
Little boat.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Wow.
Yeah, little boat. Not a little boat. It was on a boat.
It's like a dinghy.
But when you
Yeah, I
guys had
spent
your
the mo-
weddings, there
Mount
wasn't
Washington?
social media. Like
No,
now
it
it's
was,
keeping
in
up with the
Dover.
Joneses. And
Okay.
Portsmouth.
it's like
Portsmouth.
content farming just
Yeah.
to have a wedding.
Yeah,
for
I mean,
some of these women.
there's no need to get involved in any kind of competition. I would agree, but you should do whatever you want,
But
whatever
it
you
becomes
feel like.
that, though.
It does. It really
Well, you
does.
don't not if you don't want it to.
I know, but
And
like,
there's this
you get
random
into
crap
it-
that people think
Maybe.
they need at their wedding because they saw it on TikTok and the
My only
signature
competition was
drinks
yelling
and
at
the-
Fred to tell him to shut the TV off during my wedding. Yeah, he was watching the
Did you
It was
playoffs.
get married
afterwards.
during a
It
fall
wasn't during the service.
Saturday?
No, it was
Yeah.
playoffs, January.
Yeah, during the playoffs.
way.
Yeah.
Playoffs.
Paul's character arc.
This was
We weren't in the playoffs.
This was in the reception. It wasn't during the
Okay.
wedding.
It was 02.
Well, I didn't see you during the wedding. Yes, it
03,
was 03. It was
03.
January of 03. But the it was funny because we got engaged and the Patriots were like 4-5 at the time
Yeah.
in 01. There was no
Okay.
sign of them becoming
Right.
what they became. We got engaged. We sort of set a date from the following year, and all of a sudden the Patriots won whatever many in a row it was that they won the Super Bowl. So for 9 in a row to finish that season to win the 01 Super Bowl. And then 02 comes around, and like the whole season, I'm like, what are we gonna do? Like, we got all these people invited to the wedding if we go to the playoffs, and they didn't go to the playoffs. That might come up later. Right? I got an
we
email
had an
about
email
that
about
season.
somebody asking about that particular season, which we'll talk about later. All right, let's do the. Anything you need to say, Alex? Since you were late coming to the show?
No,
or-
she
I was just a little
potty.
girl. so,
Browbeaten Alex.
But
I
we,
don't like
but
it.
these guys
But
did hear
we-
from Schooler and Hunter.
Schooler,
Yeah.
Hunter Henry,
And
Christian
Wyatt.
Gonzalez, and Wyatt, the little pup.
Oh,
Really
Wyatt.
cute,
That I
really
also
cute
own.
shelter dog. As we mentioned last week, we have a pet adoption
Tomorrow.
event tomorrow to open camp with. So Schooler came out with one of the dogs that will be adoptable, and they let him kind of roam around. And Evan and I were talking about this on the way here. Some of the people didn't even acknowledge the dog when it was at their feet.
Not good.
And me and Evan were like, "Yep, that tells us everything we need to know about them."
Yeah.
You know.
Can't even give it a little pat.
So
Like,
that's
we're
what you.
not
So
asking
that's
you
what
to-
you would have said to me if I
Get
didn't
out.
You
acknowledge
wouldn't
it?
No, you would have. I think you would have
Not even a-
pretended to be like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Hey,
you know,
buddy.
just to keep up a
Well,
facade.
hey, because of the
judgment.
judgmental
Oh,
eyes.
you know
Yeah.
it. Yeah. You know it.
dog mom.
We would have judged you, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
tells
I
you a
would-
lot
I-
about a person.
I would have had the thing.
I wanted to pick it
Absolutely.
up, but
Yeah.
then I thought better of it. I was like, I'm not going to be
I
that
don't
guy.
think I mean, I think the dog was a little not overstimulated, but there was so much to smell and so many people to greet that anyone that tried to pick it up, it would start crying.
Oh,
like
really?
when Schooler had it, it was doing the.
Oh.
So
Okay.
it's really
Very
cute.
cute.
Yeah.
Now, you know me.
I'm a dog guy
I'm
now.
waiting 10 minutes for us to go to break so I can find out who was mean to the dog.
Deuce is a dog guy now.
I'm a dog
I love
guy.
that. I
know.
love that.
Dog won't leave my dad alone though. I don't know. You don't like my dad at all.
He doesn't like your dad.
Well, it's just bizarre. I was asking Alex and Evan for help because if he's sitting next to my dad, totally fine, licking my dad, letting him rub him. The second my dad tries to stand up or like hovers over him, he's just like, "Arr."
Really?
It's bizarre. It's
My
bizarre.
dog doesn't like men.
Yeah, yeah. No, especially
Yeah.
standing up. Like somehow sitting down, he'll walk right over, sit right
Yeah.
down, get rubs. But standing over him, he is ready to tango.
Is that
He's gonna
right?
bite your ankles.
Zook's an alpha.
He's got a-
There's only room for so
Your
many.
dad's got to alpha him, you know,
Yeah.
and just like kind of flex on him a little bit.
What
be
if that's
like,
what he's
I'll-
afraid of?
Yeah.
You know.
No,
Maybe
I know.
he has
I
some
was joking.
trauma.
You're,
We'll get
you're
to the
100%
bottom of
right.
it.
Don't
We'll get
do
to the
that.
bottom of it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to Christian in LA. Christian, what nonsense are you going to say today to infuriate
Hey,
Patriots fans?
what do you look like, Christian?
Hey,
We're about to
guys.
play this game.
Yeah, excited for the big game. See if people can figure out who some of these Patriots people are and figure out who Christian in LA is. But first, hey, congratulations to Evan
Thank you.
on your wedding. I've been married before. It is tough.
Before? No mas?
No mas. I was actually married.
Jeez, I can't imagine why.
It didn't work out. It didn't work out because she was Miss Iceland and she was traveling all the time.
Miss Iceland.
Wow.
The legend of Christian
Miss
grows.
Iceland, yeah.
Literally,
I-
she was Miss Iceland?
I also travel
Really?
all the time, so I don't know if that
Isn't that
bodes
like
well
akin
for
to
me.
being like Miss Rhode Island?
Is that why you were driving up in Oregon with your kids last week?
No, she lived in Iceland. That was a long time ago. That was 20 years ago.
Okay.
there's
She
some
lived in
good-looking
Iceland.
dames in
Beautiful
Iceland.
family. My parents, however, have been married for almost 60 years now. And
Wow.
people ask them all the time, what is the key to their marriage? And my mom and dad both have a similar response. My mom says, it's really difficult to argue when you're kissing or holding hands.
Oh.
And then my dad said that if something really comes up, it's really one of those tough arguments you have to get through, to have the talk after you guys fool around. Because you're so reminded of why you love each other
Wow.
and what's connecting about you, that you let some of the small stuff about that really important thing go.
Frisky
So
family.
that's my parents'
over
advice.
there.
Yeah.
60 years of marriage, I think it's pretty good advice. On to football. Here's the question that I have for you guys. Now that we start training camp, you have some guys shooting for other guys' jobs and some guys trying to keep their jobs. How is that dynamic in the locker room with guys, you know, do they like each other? Is it hard for the coach to keep them from getting into, you know, personal or getting their feelings hurt and not liking each other as they're trying to coalesce as a team? That's kind of my question about today.
Yeah.
You can't wait for the game. Go Pat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a very individual thing. You know, some guys are more open than others, and you know, Brady is the famous one. You know, Garoppolo comes in and he doesn't give him the time of day. You know, he wasn't here to help
Yeah.
Jimmy Garoppolo, and but he's an established veteran. I think he might be talking about more the younger guys.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
isn't that normal?
It's
Like,
understand-
I mean,
this is how it
you,
is.
you've played on teams. Doesn't matter what
Oh, no.
level. You've played on a team.
I want to
and,
beat everybody out.
and you want to play.
right?
Yeah. I like
So if I want to play, I might have to want someone else not to play, so he's not better than me. I should be playing over him.
I can still name all the kids that were like playing over me at certain points that
You have
I
your
thought I
Brady
was better
six.
than. Yeah,
Some kid with offensive
Right,
ability
right,
at the
right.
blue line
Yeah,
that
maybe
was
a little-
running PP1.
maybe a little more, maybe a little more mobility than twos. But I like Vrabel's quote early in the year where he talked about like every year I'd look who we drafted and be like, these are the guys that are coming to try to take my job. There's no misunderstandings of how the NFL works.
The
I mean,
best
that is
guy
it.
was Larry Izzo every year. He would go down, he would do the math, he would break down the route. Now, this is a guy who was like a Pro Bowler 5 years in a row, maybe. He was the perennial, he was the Matthew Slater of the early
For special teams, right?
the early dynasty.
Yep.
His roster spot, more often than not, was not in jeopardy ever. But that's not how he looked at it.
Mm-hmm.
He would do the math and he would say, this guy, okay, I can make it here. And that's how he looked at it. He never felt complacent, always kind of remembered, I'm
And he
a
would be-
backup linebacker, special teams ace, and this is how I have to make a
And
team.
he would be public about it, but even the players that don't talk about that, they're doing that in their
Of course
head.
they are.
They're doing that.
You don't think, like Jalen Polk and Javon Baker took note that Kyle Williams was a third-round pick?
Right.
Of course they did.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean they don't have to like each other. I mean, they might like each other, but they're competing for jobs, and maybe not even more than one job.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Right.
And you know, like as growing up, as Paul said, you always wanted to get more time. But I remember, like, if I felt like I was being slighted, it wasn't the kid, it was the coach that I was mad at.
Well, it depends.
You're not seeing.
It depends.
But yeah, well, I would spend a lot of
Oh,
time
really?
roasting the other kid, like, and they're playing this kid, he can't
if
even
it
do.
was
blah,
the
blah."
coach's son, then it's
Well,
different.
that I would hold against the coach, but like sometimes kids just like they were like just such suck ups, and and they would definitely like you knew that they were just like brown nosing the coach, and that's what it was working, and I would get annoyed with the coach. But also, I definitely resented the players that did that. So dummy heroes, you know?
Yeah.
Hardos.
Yeah, and then they would have to play and then prove that they couldn't play in the game.
Yeah.
And then finally,
What about kids whose dad was friends with the coach?
Oh,
everybody saws it with size at the same time on that one.
But you definitely feel it when the very first practice and locker room after cuts, like the weight that is lifted off a lot of the players' shoulders. Even some guys that might not be there for long still, but at least they made that initial first cut, and you can
never
feel that
forget
tension.
My first year in Pop Warner in New Jersey, one of the kids comes
This
up
ought
to
to be
me and
good.
says, "You'd probably get more reps if your father was more involved." It's like, what does that have to do? He has to work, all right? He can't be here.
Yeah.
You know?
What if you don't have a dad?
Right.
Yeah.
Good point.
Like
Well,
There's definitely tension, though.
But you were
and
talking
feel
about the release of the tension before you and Alex came. We were talking about
We released the tension.
Kendrick Bourne.
it. Oh, okay.
We were talking about Kendrick Bourne. He's a guy, but he's a guy if he makes it.
Yeah.
He's probably sweating it out a little bit. There's a lot of bodies for not a lot of spots.
Yeah. Who's gonna get
Yeah.
hurt?
And who's healthy, who's not. What can they save on the contract? Those kinds of things.
That practice in that locker room is always such a light. Like guys are like floating on air, like you can just really feel the tension come right out of the room after that. Whereas when we're in there like after a preseason game or something like that, it can get hot. It can get some guys that didn't like how they played. Maybe are a little bit different than the guys that did, and it's really an interesting time of year. But to Christian's question, I think that there's definitely some of that goes on. It's just natural. And then normally when cut down day happens and then it comes together. Like then it's okay, these are our 53 guys and this is what we're rolling with. And it's not the Christian Gonzalez, Milton Williamses of the world. They're Drake Mays. It's, the back end of the roster.
Sure. I think you just hope as a player that the coach explains it to you and you can see it. You understand why they're going the direction that they're going, whether player outperformed you or it's just their play style is more, though you don't want to go out of it being like, I have no idea why I was just cut. I think that's when there gets to be, hard feelings to say, wow, that was a good change off. That was
Look
like
at that.
NASCAR when they put the gas in, and it's like,
The pit crew.
That how it do.
It's called the pit stop, dudes.
Thank you.
Patty's in Agawam. What's up, Patty? Travis in West Virginia says, your picture is the one with the fanny pack, so you should be easy to spot. What do you have to say about that?
Showing up. I don't think my picture's showing up.
No, it isn't.
You're
send
not
in a
part of the
picture.
game.
Patty, I don't think. Did you send one
No.
in?
You don't play well with others. You're not part of the game.
I did. I did very early, but I do have a football question.
Patty will be in round 2.
Considering that this gentleman wasn't very involved in the spring practices because I think there were reports out there that he wasn't fully healthy. Are you guys are surprised and optimistic that Jared Wilson didn't start on the PUP or the NFI list? And do you think he has a realistic shot to beat out Bradbury? Because I do. I'm just excited to see what this kid can do, and considering what we went through last year with May and Jacoby Brissett, with Mayo, and this isn't a shot at him, but saying that May outplayed him towards the last few weeks of camp, but he didn't get the job. I think Vrabel will give Wilson the job if he outplays Bradbury. That's what I wanted to get your guys' opinion on. I'll take it off there.
Yeah, I have no idea, but I would think that they'd love it if he beat out Bradbury.
I think he has a chance.
Yeah.
It's a big X factor, I'd say.
Yeah, there's a chance. I think it depends on what they do at left guard, though, because if you're going to be starting a bunch of young guys, then like Will Campbell's obviously starting at left tackle, so you already have a rookie at left tackle, and then you have a rookie at center, which is a big between the ears position. So like it's a lot of youth on the line if you get all those guys in there. But I definitely think he has a chance, and hopefully we see more of him. Like Patty said, we didn't see a ton.
Like, what's the cadence at left guard and center? Is Bradbury locked in there? Are they cycling through guys at left guard? Is Cole Strange locked in there to start? Right. All of a sudden, does Wilson enter at left guard because they don't like what they've been seeing? Those are the interesting positions, how the reps are divvied up. I think you'll get a good sense, even the first couple of days, of just how they see the depth on the line and who's really going to compete.
He was only a one-year starter at Georgia, too. He's only 22. Yeah. He started 1 year at center at Georgia, which most centers, when they come out, have started like 4 or 5 seasons in college football before they hit the NFL draft. So that's the one reason why I would be pump the brakes a little bit on Jared Wilson starting at center right away, is because he's really an inexperienced center relative to what it normally is. So
All right, food's here, but before we do, just want to shout out to our sponsor Brunt. Adam in Louisiana says he ordered his Brunt boots for work yesterday based off the recommendations, hoping you've been telling the truth about them. The Kirsch recommendation carries a lot of weight. I'll report back on how I like them after I had some time to wear them. I made sure to take their survey and said the Patriots sent me. Well, thank you for that. Everybody, if you go to Brunt, make sure that you use PATS as the code, get $10 off. In football news, I'm looking forward to the season, really going to be watching Kyle Williams to see his development. I'm skeptical of Josh McDaniels' ability to develop wide receivers, but I'm hoping it was a problem of the Brady offense being too complex and not a Josh problem. Well, I don't know if it was Josh's job to develop wide receivers, but I hear what you're saying. Patriots have had a hard time developing receivers. Some of the young guys.
Yeah, I don't know if I would put that on Josh either, but the offense is the offense.
Right.
Like either way,
they had receivers that did really well.
Either way, if you're worried about it, you're going to be worried about something.
Right. All right, so we'll take a break. But again, with Brunt, they're right here in New England. They make work boots and apparel that are built for the job site. It's comfortable, durable, named after the real workers in the trades that helped design it. You can even try it out on the job, and if it doesn't blow you away, they let you send it back. I've been getting a lot of Brunt ads in my Instagram.
Listening to you, Fred.
Is that right? Do they listen?
They do.
It's unbelievable. They have these new work pants that I really like.
Yeah, just say it in your phone.
Yeah,
Work pants,
I
work
might
pants,
get
work
those.
pants.
You can save $10 on your first order at bruntworkwear.com/Pats or with coupon code PATS. So
Now
get
I'm
your
gonna
Brunt
get
stuff.
work
Tell them
pant
we
ads.
sent you. We'll be right back after this. Whether you're in the game or betting on the game, you'll need a game plan. DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the New England Patriots, provides you with everything you need to build your personal betting game plan so you can get in on all the action while practicing safe bets. Visit DraftKings.com/responsible-gaming to learn more about all the safe betting tools DraftKings has to offer. Hope is here, 800-327-5050 or gamblinghelplinema.org. Must be 21 plus. Play it smart from the start. GameSenseMA.com. Physically present in Massachusetts. See DraftKings.com/responsible-gaming for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources.
Isn't it time to get exactly what you want? Welcome to Red Hot Deal Days from Verizon, where you get your pick of our best deals. Like My Plan, where you can pick the perks you want and save on every one. For limited time, bring your own phones to a Verizon store and you can get My Plan for our best price ever. Get exactly what you want in your phone plan and only pay for what you need. Bring your phones to your Verizon store today and get my plan. These deals won't last. It's your Verizon.
With FedEx One Rate, you can ship to your student for a simple, predictable flat rate. Send a box full of home-baked treats that say, "Your father and I miss you." Or send a box full of instant noodles that says, "Your father and I would like you to stop asking us for money." Either way, one rate fits all. FedEx One Rate. 2-day shipping, one flat rate. Starting at $14.50. Visit fedex.com/one-rate for details. Exclusions apply.
Found a seat for him, huh? I know. We're going to figure it out. I know. Good luck. That was a good one. Welcome to training camp 2025. I know Stacy kind of talked to you. We're going to trim through these just guidelines and figure out, so that we can all, you guys can get what you want from practice, and we'll try to give you what you can, and we'll try to communicate that daily. And so hopefully there's not a million rules, but a few guidelines that you could follow, and we can all work together. I understand you guys got a job to do. We appreciate the job that you do and the job that we have. So I got everybody in here. We had an early group, started a couple days ago, which was the rookie class, quarterbacks, and then some players that may have been not full or 100% in the off season. That was the first group, just to kind of get them in there, get them acclimated. The rest of the group reported this morning, went through physicals, had a great run test, just finished that, and then we'll start here with meetings here after lunch. So a couple players that probably are on a few lists. There's 2 lists that we're working with now as it relates to the roster. The PUP list, which would be Hooper, Hollins, Verdarian Lowe, and Tavai. I would expect Tavai back out there tomorrow. Those other 3 probably will be, sometime after that. The NFI list, which would be Davis, Minkins, and Webb. I would expect Davis and Webb back out there with us tomorrow, and then Minkins maybe a few more days. So those are just some housekeeping items and just some lists that we used to start camp. So with that, what do you got, Karen?
With the news that Stephon Diggs has been cleared for practice, presumably passing a physical, what does it mean for you that he's ready for the start of camp, just 8 months after ACL surgery?
Well, I know that everybody heals differently, especially from that type of injury, but I would say that I think it's just a testament to how hard he worked. Mark Zepps also went through that surgery and worked extremely hard, and he's been out there the last couple days with us as well. So appreciate their efforts to get back out there and get ready, and then we'll continue to monitor as we work through training camp.
Do you still have him on any sort of pitch count or anything, or is he full go?
Well, I would say, I'm going to try to just explain it. When he practices, when he took the rep, it was full go. Everybody every day is going to have a different plan. There'll be some players that aren't out there for individual. There'll be players that are just out there for team. There'll be players that are just taking some specific reps. And my job is to manage that each and every day, but to ensure the football team that everybody's working, whether that's with Frank or Jim's staff or with the coaching staff on the field. So I don't see any limitations right now. Is he going to take every single rep of every single period? No, and I don't think any player will. But I think we're off to a good start and encouraged by what we saw here in the last couple of days. Yep, Big T is here, ready to go. Has been out on the field with us the last couple of days. Players were excited to see him. I was excited to see him, and we'll move forward.
Mike, just so we're accurate on the big stuff, did he pass his physical?
Yeah, you can't practice if you don't pass your physical. That's what these lists are for. I apologize. So that's some of the housekeeping that you go through when you're not fully cleared to start camp. That's where you introduce some of these PUP and the NFI. So, you can't practice without passing your physical.
You said how critical this month was when they were off on their own. Kind of, if I remember correctly, you might have said it was one of the most important junctures of the year. What's your level of satisfaction with these guys?
Well, I think just based on the conditioning test, based on everybody at their weights, where we asked them to be in the conversation, thought we met expectations in that regard. But ultimately, it's about the football conditioning, right? The inline combat with another player, and then being able to go and chase the football and do it repeatedly, and a receiver to run a route downfield and not get the football but still come back to the huddle and play the next snap, and to be able to have that competitive stamina as it works through practice. And then you'll see us try to build those reps through practice to get close to where we need to be for the game. So, the inline conditioning test is one thing. We'll have to continue to practice the way that we want to play, which is critical to be able to create our identity.
How has Terrell Williams helped you in the past? I know he's been with you for a while.
Yeah, I mean, he's the only D-line coach that I've had. Just a great reach to every player on the football team. I saw him reach young offensive linemen that were across the ball, but he worked with extensively in different drills or pass rush drills. He's got a great perspective. I think it's just helped me personally to kind of, reach guys that maybe I haven't been able to reach. He's been a great mentor for young coaches as well. And I think our players have always responded very well, and his units have always been prepared and productive no matter who he was coaching.
Is he like full go himself, or like?
God, no coach should be full go, including this one. I haven't seen any restrictions. He's not on PUP and he's not on NFI.
Mike, are you a big, first meeting, set the tone and expectations type, or do you kind of relay that message as you've gone from where you started to now?
I mean, I think every meeting we try to have a message and we try to not waste their time. I found that consistency usually is the best, and sometimes that gets redundant for some guys, but things you emphasize are usually the things that you get and the things that you make important. So try not to give them a ton of stuff, but certainly things that I think that are going to be important. For example, training camp, I think our objectives that we're going to talk to them about and have talked to them about is it's time to build a team. We have to start coming together as a football team, and the groups that we're going to use, and the special teams unit, and the different personnel groupings on offense and on defense, and that all has to come together, and that has to happen. The other thing is they have to earn a role, and that's a great time for them to personally earn a role through training camp, is what they can do for the team, how they can help us, how they can help themselves. And there's a lot of different levels to what those roles are. And in my 14-year career, I've had plenty of them, from special teams, multiple position backup, to starter, a starter that was expected to be productive, to a veteran leader. So there's multiple levels of what that role will be, and it's up to them to earn it. And then obviously we have to prepare to win, and that will be.
Some of the content of Patriots. And now, great moments in history.
Interesting. I want to check out this caller on the Ace Ticket Hotline. Roger.
Oh, I thought you were going with Sweet Kid.
No, Roger's in Foxborough. What's up, Roger?
Are you guys done bitching? Holy moly.
It's Andy Hart.
We haven't heard from you since the preseason.
Mi amigo con grande cabeza.
We were just about to talk about fullback stances.
We didn't.
Yeah, 3-point stances versus,
Did you take a wide stance with Bill yesterday?
Fullback stance talk, that's my sweet spot.
Did you take a little wide stance with Bill, though? Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah, unfortunately, that was the best question you asked. So.
Did you?
That's another great moment from
All right. The great Andy Hart.
Roger.
How's he doing? Still liking the EI?
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're treating him okay?
As far as I know.
Yeah. Okay. Why, you know.
I don't know.
You don't talk to him anymore?
I do.
Okay.
We don't generally just talk about work, though.
Okay.
They talk about life.
Right.
Yeah, they get deep.
All right.
Rubber rings.
So to make sure that we get this done and we don't run out of time, should we get into this contest?
Let's do it.
here?
You guys ready for
All
it?
right. So we're going to, months ago, we asked all of you, and particularly our more frequent callers, to send in photos of yourself, because a lot of times you hear a voice for a long time and you make a mental picture of what you think that person looks like. And then often, once you see the person, it's like, oh, man, I didn't think you looked like that.
Yeah, I'm terrible at this.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you
so
right
am I.
now. I'm gonna
It's
bomb
like a
out.
character in a book, and then they make
Yeah.
a movie, and you're
Right,
like, oh,
right.
that's not what I was picturing.
Right. So we asked for people to send in their pictures, and a lot of you did. So we've got 10. And do you want me to read off who they? How do we want to
we
do
should make
this?
some rules.
One at a time.
I'm gonna pass the buck to
You got to put your mic on, man.
This is all
Your
Alex's
words.
game.
Still,
You guys can't hear me. The host, everybody else can. You guys can't. This is Alex's game, so I'm gonna pass the buck to her.
All right. I was thinking the control room guys could put their numbered 1 through 10.
Uh-huh.
That is not the order of the names in the name bank.
Okay.
So they'll put the first photo on. Everyone write down an answer. We'll say who we think it is. And then we'll reveal the true name. And
Okay.
we'll go like that.
So yeah, so here are the
One at a
10
time.
people, and again, it's not in order. Is Anthony in Seattle, James Pettigrew, the most interesting Patriots fan in the world, Spee in Fresno, Bart in Poland, Fadil in Tampa, Melvin in Tennessee, who we haven't heard from in a while,
Sweet kid.
Christian in L.A., who we hear from too much, Ford in Savannah, John in Louisiana, and Eldred in the truck.
I better get Eldred in the truck.
So those are the 10 people who we have the photos of. So that's that's the bank or the pool that we're choosing from. So I guess let's do the first one, and then we have to write in who we think is number one. And don't
Yeah.
say it yet,
Yeah,
right?
don't say it.
Yeah, don't say it.
Yeah.
Say it.
So what's the first photo?
Ooh,
Okay.
that's a
Who
handsome
is that?
Man. Oh
I
man.
know who it's not, right?
Oh, it's not.
I'm not gonna finalize my picks.
Yeah, we should wait till the end because if
Good
we
point.
tell them right after
You
each
can
one,
do
we'll know
process
at
of
the end.
elimination.
All right, let's
You're
just
right.
take
We'll
the
go,
test.
we'll rip through them.
Shoot.
Okay.
And play along,
All
folks
right,
at
all
home.
right.
All right. So that's the first picture.
All right. Okay.
Let's go number 2.
Deuce's crossing names out over there.
Number 2.
This guy's good. Portland.
Portland.
It's a Portland Trailblazers
Probably not.
jersey.
Bart
That's a hint.
It may or may not be.
Ooh.
So don't read too
Oh,
much
I know
into
who
it.
that is.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Okay.
I don't feel great about that
Let's
one.
do
but-
the next one.
Oh, PFW. That's a real fan. I'm gonna. Yeah. Okay.
I'd be so bad at this.
Okay.
That's a good
I
pick,
don't know
though.
who that one is.
Let's do 4.
Shoot, really?
Oh, I can't even see this one.
Whoa, this
Oh,
guy's
that's
got
tough.
like a.
Oh, I think I know who that is.
Yeah, I can't really even
It's like
see
a
it.
fireman.
Yeah.
He's got.
I wonder if it's a real uniform or if it's Halloween.
Alex, you need to reach out to the listeners to get filter action going. I
We
mean,
need like
what are we
headshots.
doing?
We need headshots.
Yeah, that's me.
I like that. Shoot.
All right, let's do the next one.
Where'd it go?
I know that one.
Yep. Okay. Let's
That would be cheating.
Yeah.
I know that one.
Yeah. Let's do after.
You do?
Oh, that'd be cheating on that one too. I know that one.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Next.
Oh, that looks like a nice guy. Jeez, I'm running out of options here.
Which one is this one? This is the 7th
He's
one.
posing with Beauty
Yeah,
and the
we're on
Beast.
7.
What
His
is
name's
this? What is his
Gaston.
name? What's the guy's name?
Gaston.
Gaston. Right. There's the
Sorry,
whole
Gaston,
song.
yes.
Gaston.
Which is the caller?
I'm gonna say.
Is
I
it
don't know.
is it Robin Hood or the guy in the foreground? Peter Pan? Who is that in the background? All right, next.
Hey, cameo.
Oh,
Somebody
Well,
who's
Fred,
met Fred.
you've literally met this
now
one.
I'm a little screwed up.
Yeah.
I got a good guess for this one.
I was gonna say this that Fred and I have maybe met a few of these people.
I think this is
so
wrong.
It's okay.
I
It gives
feel
you
a
extra
little-
points.
A little disqualified.
Feels like when I
I've
took
met at
tests in
least 3, I
college.
think 4.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean
boy.
I'm going to get them right.
No, me neither.
Yeah.
We only got 2 left.
Number 9.
All right, I'm just
Number
gonna put
9.
next.
Oh, God.
boy.
I mean,
Is that Eric Scalavino?
That's exactly what I was
That's
thinking.
making-
Eric play an instrument?
He
Oh.
says
The
he
cello?
does.
He says he does.
All right, I'm switching to. Can I do that?
I need to cross
You
out
can-
up
that's
here.
why you don't lock them in, guy.
Okay.
Hold on, hold
Only
on.
got 1 left. I guess it's got to be this guy.
Why do I have more people than? Oh God.
Somehow he's
I'm
fretting
on-
it. He's
I'm
fretting
mess-
it.
He's fretting it.
Yeah. All right.
I think we
go
have to
the
keep this
next
game
one.
going.
All right,
once
last
a
one.
quarter. Last one.
Oh.
That's a
No,
beautiful
that's-
dog.
I know. See, this is what I'm talking about. I
I-
feel disqualified.
I'm gonna change again.
Okay.
I'm just going to go with what I have.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
I'm going to be wrong on a lot of these.
I got to write them in now. Hold
Can
on.
we like back it up and show like what they were, and then you tell us, or I guess you can.
Well,
just
we'll
tell
put
us,
the photo.
Yeah.
We'll
Okay.
put the number 1 back on. Everyone will say who they think
Okay.
it is, and
Right.
then I'll do the reveal.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Okay.
Okay.
All right, number 1.
We got to get you a little. I'm
Okay.
gonna say Christian in LA.
Christian and
I have Christian in LA for that one too.
I did not have Christian. in
Who do you
LA.
have?
I have John in Louisiana. I totally guessed.
It is the infamous Christian in LA.
He's got that smug look.
X.
Plus, I think
Nice
that
jacket.
vest is probably
So
worth
that means I got this one,
$1,000.
right?
It's a
Dude,
selfie,
so-
selfie
vest matches
from
shirt.
I just
selfie
looked at
from
it.
the Tesla plaid.
Just trying way too hard. That was my process
He's got a
of
great
elimination.
jawline,
Christian, no
and
disrespect.
the shirt matches the jacket.
I
So
I could see him married to Miss Iceland.
sure.
I love that for him.
This Iceland.
Yeah.
Reykjavik.
All right,
Okay.
so
That's
everyone got
Christian in
that,
LA,
but Evan.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. No.
Yep.
No, I haven't got it wrong.
I never seen it before.
This one I went with Anthony.
I did too, because
Anthony
Seattle.
in Seattle.
Yeah,
It's close to
I
home.
went Anthony in Seattle with
Trick
this one too.
question. That is John in Louisiana.
So that
for
means I got 2 wrong. Yeah.
2 wrong on that one.
Okay. Next.
Spee?
Spee.
Yeah.
I went Spee with that one too.
All of you in speed?
Yeah.
That is Ford in Savannah.
Oh, then I've done
Oh my
miserably.
God.
then.
And
I think I got
Ford
them all
sent in 2 pictures, but I chose that one because that one was specifically for me with the backwards hat.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You were like,
Oh,
who is this?
he's shooting his shot.
I'm glad we all
Maybe.
went.
Good for
I'm
you.
glad
Hey,
we all
Ford,
went
good
Spee.
job.
Holy,
Shoot your shot.
I'm going to do
Makes
terrible.
me feel
on
less
this.
bad when
pandering
everybody
to his
else thought
audience.
the same thing.
I have no idea who these
Yeah.
people are.
Next.
Okay, this is the one I knew
Well,
the
that
least.
one.
Deuce first.
Wait, this is wrong. Is that
got-
right?
No, that's right. That's right. Because, yeah, I remember the picture.
Oh, I wrote Ford. I wrote
did-
Ford.
I did too.
I wrote John.
I've said Bart in Poland.
Fadil from Tampa.
Oh.
Fadil. I'm sorry if I'm
I got 'em all
pronouncing
wrong.
that
Oh, see, I had Fadil there originally, and I crossed it out.
Oh, you gotta go with your gut.
I think
I'm
I got
counting that one.
I think I got Christian, Melvin, and Eldred.
I just
I'm
thought-
literally only going to get the 3 people that I know right.
I just looked at it and he looked foreign. So I thought, okay, that's Bart in Poland.
I'd like to. Can he write in and tell us what's going on with the
I did
outfit,
that
though?
for the-
Like, is
Yeah, are
was
you
he
an
a
actual
fireman?
I
firefighter?
thought
Or
he
is that
looked
a
European.
Halloween costume?
The
It
one that
looks like
took the
fire
selfie with you.
He
extinguishers,
looks like he's showing up at a
toy.
bachelorette party and is like,
Oh yeah, about to be the live.
Is there a
audience.
fire
I
in
was
here?
right. Did you get that one? Okay, so I'm going to get 4 right then.
all right.
All right, next.
Next one. Melvin.
Yeah.
Melvin, right?
Sweet
Melvin.
Yeah, so I
Melvin.
knew that one.
I
Sweet
recognize
Did
him
everyone
from.
say Melvin?
Yeah.
Well
so.
done. That is Melvin
I knew
from
that
Tennessee.
one. I knew that
Fred
one.
and I cannot take any credit for that. We've met Melvin many times.
Right.
He's been in
Okay.
studio. He's
Yeah.
been on the
Yeah.
show.
No way.
Oh, you guys should have.
I haven't
There's-
met him, but in
I
Nashville.
think he's been in studio,
He was in
right?
the stands and he waved at us.
He was
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
right?
I went out
We
with him.
definitely have
We were
seen
in
him.
Nashville.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
took us
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Took us
generous
out.
king.
Sweet kid. Sweet kid.
Number 6,
It's got to be Big
Eldred.
E.
That's
right?
that's Big
That's
E.
Eldred.
It's got to be Big E.
our beloved
There it is.
Eldred in the truck.
Boom.
So there's a Twitter account. with-
Right, that has that picture.
so
There
is it-
is, but it's not Eldred.
It's not Eldred,
Someone
but they
runs
found that
that.
picture.
Someone runs that as a burner, and they're
Right.
mean because
Yeah.
They
Eldred
are
would.
very mean.
Eldred would never say.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of the
stuff
stuff
that
that
they
he
tweet.
says, I agree with you.
I know, because he called in. I was like, Eldred,
We
man,
had
you're
some-
really, like, that's not me.
Getting crazy.
I felt like he
Wilding
kind of
out.
played like weird coy about it, strangely. Like I definitely didn't think it was him, but when we asked him about it, he was like, I don't know. Like, let the door open. 7. What'd I get wrong? This
Number
one?
7.
I said
So this is one
Fadil.
I thought was Fadil.
I thought it was Fadil.
I said
too.
forward, which is not
So
right.
I said Ford too, but is it Anthony?
It is Anthony in Seattle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anthony.
Boo.
So
Oh, boy.
I switched them.
Mm.
I was so close to having a good round.
Number 8.
Barton Poland.
I said Barton Poland. This guy. I thought
said
he looked
Barton
European
Poland, too.
Yeah, Bart's gonna kill me because
Did we
I
all
didn't.
say Bart?
I said John and Louisiana.
Is that right?
Oh, so everyone had it right. But the
Except for the
man-
guy that met
But the guy who's actually in the picture.
This is from London at the event.
Okay.
Yeah, I think.
I was thinking London or Germany,
London,
but that
I
is
believe.
our friend Bart in Poland.
Okay.
Okay.
I remember meeting him.
Sorry,
later
Bart.
on.
No
So
way.
this
Number
one is
9.
definitely wrong.
Sorry, Bat.
for me.
Yeah, I got the. I
So
thought this
This is not Eric
I thought
Scalabino.
this was James Pettigrew just because a very interesting picture.
You would think, right?
But
No.
but I changed it and went to the last one. So I said John in LA, which is wrong, or John in Louisiana, which is wrong.
Okay.
I said Fidel.
I thought it was Fidel.
Yeah.
So I thought I didn't know. I just took a guess. I said it was Ford in Savannah.
This is Speed in
That's
Fresno.
Speed.
No way.
No.
I
So
never,
I never
would
would
have
have gotten
that.
that for Spee. And
And
Mike,
last,
Spee sounds like he has
Mike,
hair.
I used the same.
Doesn't he sound like he has hair?
Does at least some.
Mike, I had the same thought process for you,
Yeah.
and
Looks
only
very
because I know James.
Yeah.
But I would have said that's what James Pettigrew would
Fred-
send in.
Yeah.
Bill, I mean, this guy's
No.
playing the cello. Is that
What
what it
James
is?
Pettigrew sent in is very on brand for
Number
him.
10.
But I know,
Yeah.
Let's pull it
so I
up.
knew-
Yeah, that's
I mean,
him.
with the
That's
dog
it.
and everything.
So what did you all have though?
So I got
James.
1, 2. Yeah, I had
What'd you have
James.
for
I had
10?
James
James?
Pettigrew.
I had,
James.
I had James. I knew.
We know-
Again, it's not
Fred
fair.
and I
'cause
know
I've met him
James.
a few
He's
I
another
didn't
one who's
know
been in
what
studio.
James looked like. I was very surprised.
He looks interesting.
Oh yeah.
yeah, he looks very interesting.
So what
Well,
did you think he looked like?
He's the most interesting
didn't-
Patriots fan on the planet.
You know, I didn't really know, but I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. Stay thirsty,
Turned
my
on a little
friends.
bit?
That's exactly what he looks
Exactly
like.
that vibe, right?
I don't often take my dog on a selfie, but when I do,
He looks like
I
he
send
could
it
be
into
in a,
Patriots
like,
Unfiltered.
If Dos Equis didn't have a Latin American guy,
Yeah,
like
sure,
he's
sure.
like
They
the
need an
white Dos
Englishman.
Equis
They need
guy.
an English guy.
He was a great time in
Yeah.
London as well. He is exactly what you expect. Tons of energy,
Good bloke,
like
good bloke.
aggressive energy.
I got
And just-
I got
aggressive
I got 5.
I got
right.
5 too.
I got 4 right.
I got 4.
All
but,
right.
But I
Apologies.
should be disqualified. Mike was the winner because I had 3 that I had met.
That you met.
So I got all
Okay.
3
Right.
of those.
I think the Barton
50%.
Poland one is.
I
so
think we
close.
do this. I think we do this like twice a year, once a quarter.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like Nate in Connecticut,
fun.
Sean in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Patty will get you in the next round.
Yeah,
I
I've
somehow
never
missed that.
I don't think I've met any
Also-
of them. in
Now we
person.
have to do Nate in Connecticut.
Nate, okay,
Nate.
some people
Gonna need
sent
you to
in
listen.
photos
Alex
with.
just said Nate in Connecticut. We're gonna
Yeah.
need you to find.
Some
And
people sent
Patty?
in photos with their well, not wives, plural, wife
Wives.
and
Oh,
children.
wives.
I hope not wives,
Yeah, that would be
unless it was the
illegal.
cool play
I mean,
guy.
in some
Unless
places,
you're like
it's
in
not.
Utah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't want to put children
Yeah.
fair enough.
on the YouTube. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You know,
no, that's
And
probably
then, like your wife. Not that the wife
don't
was
sign up for
unattractive,
that.
but I just didn't want to
No.
open anyone up to any.
It's like you remember the Halloween, the costume pictures that we put up, and I had the
Yeah.
moment that I was in the Golden Girls.
Yeah.
I actually reached out to the other 3 people
To get
before I put that
permission.
up. I didn't
Right.
want them to know. Not everybody signs up for nonsense.
God forbid.
I do.
It's totally.
All right, good stuff. That was
was
fun.
fun.
That
Yeah.
was fun.
That was fun.
Did you write this all up too, Alex? This is
I do.
really
That's my
well
handwriting.
produced.
Yeah.
Graph paper. Love it.
Thank you.
Graph paper and very neat.
Oh, I know.
I
It's like
wanna-
artsy writing.
I won a handwriting competition once in 4th grade. Not a big
Really?
deal.
You won a
could-
competition.
I could kind of see that based off your calendar on your desk.
Well, this
It's
is
very-
messy for me, but I did. I'm
Good messy though.
I'm like diabolically OCD.
I can also see that based
Anal.
off your desk.
Very anal.
Remember, so back in my day, we used pencils. Do they still use pencils in school?
I prefer pencil. A nice
Mechanical
number
pencil.
2.
Because you're a lefty.
Mechanical pencil.
You do the writing and you'd have all the lead on the
yeah.
side of your hand.
No, Bic
that's-
makes a
that's
great
worse than with the
mechanical
pen.
pencil that is yellow,
Kids
but
aren't
it
really
has
allowed
a
to use mechanical
eraser.
pencils.
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
Use
They
them as
bad for you?
weapons.
It's always breaking. The kids can't figure it out. They want us to give them number 2 pencils still.
Rhode Island
But then they're
kids,
getting
though.
up to sharpen them every couple minutes.
No, you bring a. Their own just pencil sharpeners now.
Wow.
Yeah, carry little.
In Rhode Island,
We
they
had,
use
like,
them as shivs.
You just
You gotta fend for yourself out there.
you can just sit there clicking it. Look how long.
It's like when Tom Hanks on Big is filling out his application.
Yeah, just oh,
Wow, what school?
Good stuff.
It was called George Washington.
oh, GW.
Did you pledge?
Every day.
Every day.
Every morning.
Nobody knows what you're talking
Yes,
about.
they do.
Big.
Big was just on
Big.
like
You never watched Big?
Sunday night. It was just
I
on
think I've
ABC.
seen it, but it was a long time
I
ago.
don't
Oh,
have
Big
cable?
is a classic.
I don't know about-
ABC. You
I
need
didn't know
cable,
about
like
classic. That's
I don't
That's
have
not on
anything.
you don't have any TV at all.
Well, a lot of people don't have the networks
Yeah.
because they don't pay for cable, or they don't have
Or-
antennas.
You don't. If you
Yeah,
have
like,
a
I don't
TV, you
have-
automatically get
4, 5,
ABC.
and 7.
I just
What
have
do
a
you mean you
smart
automatically
TV.
get?
Like it's not
Like-
basic cable. I don't even.
But you don't
have
even
a
need
cable
like a
box.
streaming service. Like any TV would actually
I
get you
just pirate
channel
everything.
How do
5
they get the channels?
by turning on the TV.
No, you need some type of reception.
Like an antenna
TVs
or
don't work on the unless you have. You
So
know,
It's a
you're
smart
telling me
TV.
you guys pay all this money to cut the cord, and
I
you don't
don't
even
pay
and you
anybody.
don't even get
Steal it all.
ABC.
You don't get 4, 5, and
a lot of
7?
them don't.
What the heck?
A lot of them don't.
Or
I
11.
have Xfinity.
Boy, I'll tell you, you guys really convincing me
No,
to cut
but I
the
know
cord.
what you're
I know.
talking about.
I
Because
hear you.
back in the day when I would get grounded, I would get my cable box taken away, like just
Oh.
ripped out of my room.
That's amazing. That's so good.
But I could watch the
How do you
Celtics
expect to get
playoffs.
basic cable if you're cutting the cord? That's what cutting the cord is. You're cutting the cable cord from the wall to the TV.
Well,
But don't
we
you get
cut the
channels?
cord,
No.
and it just-
Okay.
That's what the cable cord is.
But we cut the cord
So
and
you
we have
can't
Fubo.
watch TV.
Funny story.
No, I mean I have.
Somebody
I pay for
has to be
internet only.
serving you the channels.
Funny story about my Celtics fandom. The year I became all in with the Celtics was the playoffs leading to 08. It's because I was in trouble, and the only thing I could watch on my TV was basic cable in my room. I would get my
She had to
cable box
slum it,
taken
basic
away,
cable.
and I would get my
Life
door.
was hard when I was a
I
girl.
only had like 20 stations.
My mom would take my bedroom door off the hinges, and I would get my
You
door
were one
to-
of those.
Yeah.
You guys
My
make fun of me
brother-in-law
with
did
the
that to my
lawn
niece.
mowing.
It was always because my sisters and I were stealing each other's clothes.
So you had your door taken off the hinges so you couldn't close it.
Correct.
We didn't.
Wow.
I didn't.
It was like a
I
month.
didn't get that.
Did you have your own bathroom? Did you share a bathroom?
No, I shared it with all three of my siblings. There were 4 of us.
That's a lot.
Slumming it.
We just had a modest ranch. One floor.
Like a ranch,
My
like a
friends-
ranch house. Okay.
My friends that had 2 floors in their houses and like a staircase, I thought they were rich. You know,
Split level.
Sure.
I have a split
split
level.
level
Yeah.
too. Yeah, my
ain't
grandparents had
rich.
one. I thought my grandparents were millionaires.
Anthony wants to comment on my take on rings. He said, Fred, you're neglecting to consider us constant fidgeters and absent-minded folks. I wore a gold ring for all of 2 weeks before I dropped and lost it while fidgeting it within my yard. My wife decided she wasn't dropping money on another ring for me, and I've been a rubber ring guy ever since. We're still married 5 years later, by the way.
Very nice.
It's good.
I
Get it
understand
tattooed.
what
Some people do the tattoo.
I understand what
Cool.
Fred's saying. It's not like I have a job that is like labor intensive, but
No, even your hobbies aren't really labor intensive.
not at all. It's just
Wait, rewind that. Did
Paul,
Paul
no.
run the right
Paul
route
can
there?
speak to this.
I did. I did. Think about investing in a cowboy remote this off season. Actually,
Cowboy.
What?
What is a cowboy?
that?
That's so you can go frame by frame.
yeah, that's how the coaches watch the
Yeah.
film.
Just
Yeah.
wait for the Neuralink. It'll just plug into your
You can just-
brain,
So,
and you can
so
just
Paul,
think
here's
it.
some trivia. See if you can remember. Old PFW employee Jason Ricker, remember?
Jay who? Jay Ricker.
His wedding ring was so heavy, and back then we were always entering new subscribers. We'd get the batch, and he'd have to enter. He would have to take off his ring because it was he was a righty, but it was like weighing him down when he
Yeah.
was typing.
I was worried about that when I was picking them out.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that. It's like so much typing. I don't want to be way down or have
Rings
it
and
like
watches.
hit the
I just think
keyboard.
I can't type if I'm
people
wearing my
say like, well,
watches
Fred,
and
how
my
come you don't
rings.
wear your wedding ring? I lost mine and I never replaced it. But if I did replace it, I would replace it with something substantial because to me it's a, it's a thing that says
symbol.
It's a symbol, right? So a rubber ring to me is like this. This is what you think about our marriage. A rubber ring.
That's a great way to look at it. I'm gonna adopt that.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't wear mine at all
Yeah,
because
you're
it's
single,
on the
that's why.
inside. My commitment's on the
guys.
inside. I don't need to prove it to anybody.
This is a really good. This is a really good example to set, guys. somebody.
No, but what is that? What is that? Titanium?
It's titanium, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because
watch
like
out,
we
get
looked,
stuck.
we looked at a bunch of different ones, and I could just not
Top, it's
stomach
40.
spending the money on gold. Like I told Jess, like don't do it. Like the gold is crazy expensive right now, and I was like, if you drop over $1,000 on a gold ring, I'm gonna be mad. Like don't do that.
No,
So
but, like sterling.
But if she did, you would wear it proudly, correct?
of course, but it just
Yeah.
wasn't a good financial investment.
No,
Like,
I understand, but
I feel like if I was a guy, I'd rather her buy me a Rolex.
that's what I said.
Ooh.
I didn't say Rolex, but I said I'd rather you buy me a nice watch.
now we're talking 10,000.
Things just escalated.
But I
Yeah,
would.
but like, I don't know. If you're spending that much on a gold ring, might as well just.
That's exactly what I said. I
I
was like,
think
I'd
they
much
would
rather
prefer
watch.
a Rolex or like a nice, at least like an Omega watch. I don't know.
I
Mine
agree.
doesn't even
Probably
fit.
setting
That's part of the
myself
reason
up
I wear
for-
it too.
Well,
We're
the
gonna
thing
buy you
about a
Vrabel
ring
ones,
is you
dude.
wear it every day. Like sometimes, especially women, depending on what you're wearing, you don't want to wear that watch because it doesn't go with what you're wearing. You know,
That's
so,
fair.
Yeah,
No.
I don't know.
I agree though. That's what I told her. I said I'd rather you buy me a nice watch with the same money than because this is to me is just a symbol. It's just I'd have to have something there to say I'm married. It doesn't matter. What
Just a symbol.
What else? I don't care.
That
I don't
didn't
think
take long.
you're not taking this seriously.
Week
Evan.
one.
What do you mean? I mean, what else is it supposed to be?
To me, it's just a symbol.
I hope
Just
she's
a symbol.
listening
A
into
binding
the show
lifetime
too, 'cause
contract.
She6 knows we're going to talk about the wedding, so she's like,
course.
I better.
I don't
just
understand
check
what was
in.
wrong with saying that. It's not. I'm
It
not
was a little dismissive.
I'm not a blingy person, so I'm not like out looking for like something crazy.
So no like gold date
I'm
just.
really
yeah,
blingy.
yeah.
Lazar.
James Pettigrew writes in for Evan. He says that aggressive energy was just me flirting with you.
Oh,
Ooh.
see, I had a
that's
feeling
interesting.
that's what it
See,
was.
James doesn't care what I thought of his photo, just Evan.
No, but we sat at a table with James and Claire, Classy Claire, for a while. So when I saw James's picture, I was like, oh, that's definitely James. I knew right away, but it was fun. It was aggressive energy. It was.
Now people are sending pictures.
Oh,
Now you send them.
Forward them.
I hope that was a good segment for the listeners.
we'll
They
do
could
a-
probably. I guess you gotta be watching on video to see the pictures.
Well, they
but-
probably feel like we do in the sense of
Yeah, but I
wondering
don't.
what these
I don't
people
want to look
like.
at these pictures.
Nah,
'cause
don't
then
look
I
at-
Just
can't
blindly forward them to me.
Just la, 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 la.
Or we'll just wait 6 months so you'll forget anyways.
It's like that's actually your wife, Fred. Who? I forgot.
Let's see. A lot of emails coming in, a lot of calls.
People ready?
That one Boston fan, that's what he calls himself or herself, was thinking about Vrabel's season where he played 70-plus players and got into the playoffs. Do you think that with that chip on his shoulder, that might be the reason we are not going hard after players like McLaurin and Hendrickson, since he thinks he can win with any players?
I don't know about that.
No,
I don't know about that. I mean,
that- no,
I
I'm
think
not buying that at all.
anybody here would sign up for Hendrickson or McLaurin today, and we don't know that they're not trying. I mean, those guys are under contract to their team. Like
It's
they're,
like it's not like you can make them an offer. They're not available.
Especially McLaurin.
Yeah.
Henderson. There's certainly enough animosity there that I think he could be had.
Yeah.
Someone wants to get aggressive.
Yeah.
The geotag from Florida.
Yeah, McLaurin.
Yeah, you're not going to mess with Jaden Daniels right now.
They had a whole thing yesterday where Adam Peters and McLaurin specifically said, my goal is to get it worked out here. He's telling you he wants to stay here, whereas Henderson's
driving to
telling
Miami.
you, what is he
He's
doing
driving to
there?
Florida
Alex?
right now.
Posting live Instagrams geotag from Florida.
I mean, I think Henderson may be available.
And it's an open road. Speaking of symbolism.
I think he's a good fit for what they need and what they want to do, and to bring him into that rotation, seamless fit. I think it'd be a great grab.
Yeah, I just feel like a lot of these hold-ins, hold-outs, whatever you want to call them, I'm kind of not buying them anymore. It's so seldom that these guys actually get traded. Even if they formally request a trade, it often doesn't even end up in a trade. It's just a negotiating tactic, bargaining chip. So, Hendrickson maybe is a little bit more real, but I still think both those guys end up playing for Washington and Cincinnati at the end of the day.
How does that work, though? Like, I mean, do teams have, and I know the Patriots have cap space, but, in terms of budget and cash spending within the season, you get to July, are teams still budgeted to take on a contract like that, to take on a Trey Hendrickson? And, all right, and we're going to have to give him a huge deal now, too. Or do the owners think, like, your money was spent, back, by the draft.
It's team to team.
Yeah.
And like Paul will say, if they really want the guy, they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
If that means they have to cut a few other people or restructure some other contracts, if they really want him, they can do it.
Yeah.
If you wanted
But they'll have to
would.
figure it out.
Yeah.
I think that's a big reason why the compensation in terms of the trade isn't always as high as we might think, is because you have to pay the guy.
Yeah.
And that, as an NFL team, even though as the outside looking in, we might say, oh, I'd give up a first-round pick for Terry McLaurin in a second. Well, you're giving up a first-round pick and you're paying him $30 million a year. So usually it's one or the other. If they're under contract, then the team gets the draft compensation. If they're not under contract, then the trade value is a little bit less. So like Hendrickson, for example, I'd be interested to see what he actually got in a trade. I think McLaurin would still get a lot. A prime wide receiver, I think, would still get a lot. But Hendrickson's a good player, but I don't know if he's getting, more than like a day 2 pick.
Yeah.
What did we say he was? 31?
Yeah, I think he's 31.
Yeah, him and T.J. Watt are similar age, but yeah. I could see both sides of that, but it's going to cost you the contract, so that probably keeps the compensation down a little bit. I keep saying I would give a first-round pick for McLaurin. You probably wouldn't have to. Probably wouldn't cost you that, but I definitely would be interested in.
Katina in Houston writes in. She says Alex's hair looks so shiny. I'm obsessed with it. Nice. What is she doing? I also like her blouse. She looks great. I love it when she graces the show with her presence. So, what are you doing?
Who are you wearing?
Are you doing anything?
The blouse is from Gap.
Oh, no.
That's
the Gap.
great. Well, what shampoo and conditioner are you using?
I don't use hair products.
Okay.
I use
Here we go.
very normal.
Here we go.
One, I grew out all the blonde, so my natural color going. That's why it's not fried and it's shiny. Spending a lot of time in the ocean during the week.
So you don't use hair products? Do
Yeah,
you wash your hair?
Yes, but
With what?
I use shampoo and conditioner.
Okay, that's
I
a
don't
product.
use. I'm talking product in terms of like heat protector.
Oh, no. I just want to know what
sprays,
conditioner
gels.
It's like next level product. We're men. We only do shampoo, conditioner as well.
What's it called?
What else?
Okay,
Detangler.
so
I like,
the CVS, there's the left-hand side and the right-hand side. The left-hand side is, $7 to $15. The right-hand side, you can spend $100 on a bottle of conditioner.
Easily.
Which side of the aisle are you on?
The generic, like the very
Yeah.
generic side.
Okay.
I try to get one that doesn't have like PFAS and the crap in it. I don't know. Sometimes I use Monday conditioner, Monday shampoo.
Yeah.
Of course.
But I'm not strict with it.
Okay.
Okay.
It's just all natural. So.
Yeah. What do you use, Evan? Because you have a thick head of hair.
I don't know what it's called, to be honest with you. But someone recommended it to me because
Like
I
a
guess
pomade?
I was like doing the opposite of it. Like my hair.
All 22
my
hair products
was-
for men.
I was like drying out my hair, but not on purpose. And I had a barber once was being like, "We need to get you some better shampoo because you're drying out your scalp here." And I was like, "Oh, I didn't even know I was doing that." So.
Do you blow dry it?
No. No.
So how do you
That's
get it?
shampooing with sulfur. What are you doing?
Speaking of, hygiene and products, anybody using the soap?
Not yet.
That we got? I did.
I got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did.
You got a review of all the bars?
It was fine. It
Yeah.
was good. It's just I don't generally use bar soap, as you guys know.
Oh, yeah.
That's Evan's soap. Evan, you got the soap.
Can't say you didn't get the soap.
Should we do an unboxing?
Don't drop it.
I also use the
I top
moisturizer a little bit. It's good.
Yeah,
It's good
okay.
stuff.
Okay.
And I one of the bars of soap was a blueberry bar. I
Ooh.
believe Casey
You ate it.
in content in our office. She stole that one from me because she
Okay.
liked the smell. I was like, yeah,
Okay.
feel free.
No, my wife was tickled that it came from Bruton, Alabama, so she liked that.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
So I did try it. It's good.
I got to bring it home.
But I was telling Beth about the membrane in between
Yeah.
the soap.
Yeah.
You don't want too many membranes.
Right.
Yeah. So that wasn't.
She liked that.
No, she thinks you're insane, but she knows you, of course.
Alright.
So she knows that.
Grant in Stockport, UK. All the time you guys refer to Paul's shows. After listening to Patriots Unfiltered for the last 6 years, I think I know which shows you're referring to, 98.5. But are they actually Paul's shows? Does he own them? Is he the boss over
That'd be
there?
sick if
He
did.
wishes.
Which one are his?
Yes,
Please
I'm
enlighten
just
me.
slumming here.
You're just Beasley Media over
He
here.
drives that car for modesty.
Paul's shows are any show that will have him on or might have him on in the future. Those are Paul's shows.
Nice.
I had to turn one down because we got camp shows.
He's just so popular.
That's a good
He was
glossary.
on yesterday.
Yeah.
I saw him on there.
I was.
Yeah.
I was on yesterday.
So Paul's been on a lot of shows, so they're all his shows.
Him and Barth, big time of year for those fill-ins right now. You know, everybody's on vacation and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
it's like,
so-
do we know anyone that knows Patriots? Yeah, bring in Barth.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Time to shine.
Yep, absolutely. Let's go to the hotline. Sean's in Vancouver. What's up, Sean?
Mazel tov, Evan. That's great.
Thank you.
I have a question for you. I know you had a civil ceremony, but did Jeff buy an elegant dress and you rented a tux, or did you just go, fairly dressed casual, or how did you?
What were you wearing?
What was your attire?
Brady jersey?
What was I wearing? I wore a suit, bought a new suit for the occasion, which I thought was warranted, and Jess did wear a wedding dress. Yeah, so not like
Like a gown or a
no, like a dress, dress. Like there's no what's a train,
was it
right?
satin?
Oh yeah.
I don't
Silk?
know. I'll have to ask.
Chiffon?
But we're not taught. We didn't.
Was
We
it
didn't.
shiny?
It was very pretty. We did not drop
whitish.
like a ton of money on it. Like it's not like she went to one of those bridal places and
Yeah.
spent like $5
Yeah.
grand on a wedding
Bridezilla.
dress. It was.
Or not even 5. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
here's my pet peeve is like I don't understand most traditional weddings where women will drop so much money on a dress that they hopefully only wear once, and men rent a tux where there's so many black tie occasions to wear a tux. So it's to me it
Good
should be
point.
the opposite. Like I think men should buy a tux and women should rent a dress.
I like that.
That's
I
a good
think
idea.
you're right.
I wore a suit that I purchased, and I did that on purpose because I think I'll be re-wearing it probably
for sure.
multiple times.
Yeah.
So
Maybe on the road this year.
Yeah.
exactly. So
Sean, are you married by any chance?
No, I've never even fallen in love.
oh no,
Oh, Sean.
I
We'll
mean,
find you love,
I'm
Sean.
sad to hear that
Boogie.
response, but like the fact that you think that your wife should rent a dress would tell me
I
that
wouldn't
you're
say
probably
that.
not married.
Keep that one in the back pocket.
I would keep that one in the holster.
Just
No.
rent something.
No, but he has a good
Just
way
rent
to
a
doing
dress.
that though now. There's whole websites catering
Oh, I know
to
people do it.
And also a big trend now is like you wear the dress your mom or grandmother got married in.
Yeah.
Or you take your dress and then you have
If
it
it
made
has
into like a
yellow.
christening gown for your firstborn daughter.
Yeah.
Stuff
I wasn't
like
even
that.
onto
Yeah.
that
Jess
one.
did that
That's
with
teaching me things.
her bouquet is getting
All
made
right.
into something, I think a painting
Oh.
of some sort.
Like
So the
a high
flowers.
view of a football game, maybe, where you
Yeah.
can see all the players at
Bird's
once.
eye.
Well, they press the flowers.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
put it in a
yeah.
clear
Nice.
frame.
And it's like gonna
It's
take
like
a
your
while.
boot, like
too.
your boutonniere from
yeah,
prom.
you like the one you have
press
from
it.
your white tux.
Yeah.
I
Miami
Speaking-
Vice.
Yeah, speaking of tuxes, I think we've talked about this on the show. Thanks, Sean. Appreciate the call. I'm vehemently against
Vehemently.
proms where kids have to rent tuxes.
Yeah.
I just think that's the stupidest thing.
It's expensive.
Are there dress codes for men? You can't just wear a suit.
No, at proms.
Yeah.
You don't
But-
have to wear a tux.
No, but
Yeah.
people do, and they feel
Yeah.
pressured to do that. You know.
Well, what's the well, whatever.
I
Isn't that
just-
the same for everything? It's
Well,
kind of pressure. Of what,
yeah,
but they don't have to
I
do
don't
it.
think. Why are we adding pressure on?
Yeah.
Mostly their parents for having to rent them a tux to go to a
Yeah,
stupid dance.
proms are expensive, and
Yeah.
I get that, but I would be much more pushing back against the whole promposal thing, that you have to do something special
Oh,
and
yeah.
be on social media, and
Right.
it has to be some elaborate
Yeah.
request. Like,
if you're
I wonder why you brought that name up.
well, because she was in the news with one Thomas Edward Brady.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Thomas Edward Patrick.
But yeah, I don't think
Junior.
kids should be pressured into renting tuxes to go to a dance. And then you're with, like, what's the percentage of high school romances that end up lasting? It's
Not
probably
very
like
high.
10%,
Can
right?
tell from experience.
If that,
Yeah.
if that,
Probably gets lower every day.
yeah.
I would even wonder what is the percentage of high school prom dates that are actual couples?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I went with
I'll bet you
friends.
that's
Yeah.
smaller and smaller.
I went with a girlfriend, not a girlfriend.
A friend that's a girl.
A friend that's a girl. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had
Junior
one
year was a
in
boyfriend.
high school. I had
Senior year was
Williams
just
No,
a buddy.
she
Same
wasn't
as me.
famous.
But I recommend the suit route for the wedding because now I have the suit, and we have a lot of
Yeah.
occasions to wear a suit too. Like if we travel, we
when
might
you
have
see
to
Josh
wear it
Allen
then.
again, hopefully.
We have friends that are getting married because we're that age, so like we're always getting invited to
Yeah.
weddings. So it's like now I said to the guy when I bought it, I was like, this is not a one-time
Well,
wear.
As
This
long
is
as you can keep your figure,
Well,
then you'll
it's
have
not
it
so
for a
hard
long
for
time.
me, you know.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What do you say?
It's not so hard for me.
'Cause, you know, he's
Well, he
such a
can't-
workout warrior.
The
Well, he
picture
can't
of
eat
health.
anything. How's he going to put on weight?
That too.
Ryan's in Canada. Hey, Ryan.
Hi, how are you doing?
Okay.
So I've been watching the show for like 4 years now. So probably since like Mac was drafted. So hopefully we hear some better news about the offense this year. So my question, and I see Alex Austin, and you know he's had his moments when he gets on the field, but it hasn't been much that he's been on the field. So do you think we keep Alex Austin as a nickel, or do you think we maybe bring in another body before camp and see how things go?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's a good subtle
it's
question.
A sneaky
Yeah.
spot. You know,
Yeah.
I think there are bigger questions with the team right now, but it's certainly something to watch. And they've talked a lot about using a big nickel, a guy that's got a little bit more size, maybe plays a little bit more safety as well. So, you know, how are they going to mix and match it? I think Marcus Jones is going to play, though. And
I do too.
I think he's going to be, when they want to go man to man and play, you know, 3 true corners, then I think Marcus Jones is going to be in the slot more times than not.
I would agree.
But maybe it will be another body that's a little bit bigger that in certain packages, when they want to go to 3 safeties or they want to go to more size in the slot, it's an Alex Austin, it's a Craig Woodson, it's, you know, someone like that. But I still think Marcus Jones is the guy.
Or Austin frees up Gonzalez to move around a little
Yeah.
bit too. You know, maybe that's an option. But I agree with everything Evan said. It's an interesting spot. Isaiah Bolden, we saw him get some reps there. You know, he never really played there, but there's some options, but
His
nothing
good friends
obvious.
call him Zay.
Zay. Oh,
Zay.
right.
Zay
Oh,
Bolden.
oh, okay. I'm not a good
Yeah,
fan.
because
Shador.
sorry, my only thing about Marcus Jones is his size.
Yeah.
Like there's just a couple times. I mean, he wasn't like because of Jonathan Jones' injuries and stuff last year. Marcus had to play outside a bunch, and you know, like you had Garrett Wilson, who was just kind of like had the height advantage on him. So that's just like the one thing I'm kind of worried about with him. But
Right. Well, he's not. If he plays on the inside, though, then you're not thinking about like jump balls down the
Yeah,
field.
the height's
and-
not as big of an issue.
Right. And especially
That's
if you're matchup specific too, where if he's facing off against one of those like shifty slot receivers, like you're not worried so much about him getting high pointed down the field. Like that's why you have Carlton Davis here now, is to have another guy that you can put on a 6'3" receiver. So you're not putting a Jonathan Jones or a Marcus Jones. So I think that will be what will be fun about this group is that they can really match up, like body type wise too, not just skill level wise. So I think they'll be all right.
The secondary is an area of strength overall. I do have some questions, but they would be more about depth. Like with Marcus Jones, I agree with everything Evan just said. In the slot, I think he's serviceable. I worry about his durability. He hasn't really made it through seasons.
Yep.
Yeah. Last
and then
year, season-ending injury too.
the free safety spot, you know, how that's going to, you know, do they continue to want to play Duggar and Peppers together? If so, which one of those guys is more, you know, in the box than the other? Is it Woodson? Is it, you know, Marcus Epps, a guy we talked about?
Jalen
you know,
Hawkins.
when Vrabel talked about him coming back from the torn ACL as well. Jalen Hawkins had some reps there. Do they want to go that way, or do they want to try to see if one of these extra corners is more of a cover option in the back end, like Austin or Bolden, one of these guys that has a little bit more, I think, range. But the starters, you know, with Gonzalez, Davis, and Marcus Jones, I think you could do worse than that. That trio around the league. I think plenty of teams probably don't have as good a group as those three.
Would you say that the majority of cornerbacks in this league are under 6 foot?
Around there. I
6
mean,
foot,
it's
6'1".
yeah,
I think
it's
that's like if you look at Surtan,
Yeah.
Gonzo, Stingley, they're all like 6'1".
Yeah, when you get 6'1", 6'2", and they're good, those are.
Yeah, I wouldn't
that's-
say the majority are under 6
No.
foot though. That's
Yeah,
small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think 6 feet is probably about the
5'11",
average.
6
and-
feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And
I'm
Marcus
just saying,
Jones is like 5'8".
Yeah, he's small.
Yeah.
But I'm saying under 6 foot isn't always a detriment as a cornerback.
No, because I think, you know, it's so matchup specific
Yeah.
nowadays. So like they're not, you know, they have the size now on the outside, and like I look at a guy like Alex Austin. If there's a week where the Patriots are facing the receiver on the opposing team their best receiver is a slot receiver. Well, you can move Christian Gonzalez inside to have him cover the slot receiver and then put Alex Austin as another boundary corner on the outside. Like, that's where I feel like Alex Austin's value is going to be, is that on weeks where Gonzo's traveling inside a little bit more against a certain matchup, they have that ability to have a third true outside corner so that it isn't Marcus Jones that's playing on the outside.
Mike in Maine writes in. He says, don't go crazy when the offense struggles.
Don't go
Just wondering if we should put a disclaimer out there for the fans and Paul's shows that the defense could potentially be a top 5, at least top 10 type defense, and the offense is new with a handful of new players. Hiccups should be expected. Just dreading all the offense struggles again headlines in my feed.
Well, I mean, I get what he's saying, but at the same time, I want to see Drake make some strides. I want to see Stephon Diggs be an elite player, and those are things that should pop. You know,
I'm not going to pretend that it's not going to be a big deal if the offense looks terrible again in camp.
I mean, Morgan Moses, is he
I don't expect it to,
those
though.
guys?
I
No,
don't expect it to
expect
either. I think it should be better. You have better coaching. You have a quarterback in year 2 who should be better than he was. You have Stephon Diggs, who's vastly superior to anything you've had in the last couple of years. You should be better.
Well, and
I don't need you to light it up every day at practice, but I don't care about the defense.
Especially
the offense needs to complete passes in practice.
advantage we have now, especially me and Paul, is we've seen what a really good offense looks like in camp.
Yeah.
And we've also now seen what a real bad offense looks like in camp. So we've got those two you know,
barometers.
polar opposites to gauge what we're looking
and
at.
you also know when you watch plays and you can say, that wasn't a bad play. That offense wasn't bad. The defense just made a really good play. You could tell when Gonzo mirrors a guy down the sideline and jumps up with one hand and picks off a pass like he did late in the last minicamp day that we got to watch. You know, you know the difference between good defense and bad offense. You can tell.
I just don't expect the offense to be that bad, like what the emailer was saying. You know,
and I think if it does look that bad, it is cause for concern.
Sure, but with McDaniels, with Drake May, with Stephon Diggs now here, I mean, I'm super excited to see Stephon Diggs just practice because we haven't seen that around here. We haven't seen a receiver of that caliber practice in training camp for the Patriots. We've seen other teams come in with receivers like that. And every time we do, it's, Devontae Adams in Vegas or A.J. Brown last year out there, against the Eagles in the joint practices. It's just like your jaw is just like on the floor. You're like, holy crap, that's what it looks like.
I just say I get the point, though. I think the fans are tired of having a dysfunctional offense. And really, it's been 3 seasons of that. And, I look back to 2022 when that was, I think, my 3rd season of camp. But in hindsight, that is so dysfunctional. And it took some strides the next year with Bill O'Brien coming in and it looked a little better. But I think fans are sick of it. They just want a functional offense that they can feel excited about, that can put points on the board. It's been too long.
And you see it. Like the Patriots had some unbelievably good defenses.
Yeah.
Like 2004.
Yeah.
2004 defense didn't dominate every practice.
Yeah.
Like you can have a good defense and still complete passes in practice.
Yeah, right.
Or still, run a functional offense. They have not had a functional offense in practice in camp for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
At least.
At least. I mean,
right. And
2020 was Cam Newton. I mean, it wasn't really camp because of COVID, but I mean, the point stands.
It never looked right. No matter what they did, it just didn't look
like
right.
I do expect them to be better on defense than they were last year. I don't, not to the point where you can't complete passes in practice if you have a good offense.
Craig in Vegas wants to know if Terrell Williams is back, defensive coordinator.
He is.
We buried the lead on that one.
Yeah.
You didn't. I thought you did mention that in your bookkeeping at the top.
I don't think I did. We were on PUP.
That was our bad.
Yeah. Terrell Williams back.
We're
Big T.
Yeah, back.
As Mike calls him.
Big T.
I mean, he said he's the only defensive line coach he's ever had. Vrabel talked a little bit about how he can talk to anybody on the roster. It's not just about his defensive lineman when he was defensive line coach, but also helping offensive linemen. So I think it's a nice boost right at the camp. I mean, you hoped he would be here. A little bit of a thing you had to work around in the spring, but now that he's here, I think they'll be okay.
Great reputation with defensive line, especially. I mean, some of the Dan Campbell, like some of the coaches he's worked under, have just gushed about how good of a defensive line coach he is. So.
Teacher.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So tomorrow, reminder, we will be live 9:15 from training camp, first day of public practice. So Patriots.com, our social, we will be live at 9:15. We'll go to Vrabel around 9:30. When he does his press conference, we'll tap dance until the players start arriving, and we'll show you as much of practice as we're allowed to show. So exciting day tomorrow. Make sure you're with us, and then after practice, Deuce and maybe somebody else will do a wrap up.
Thanks.
I feel like
Evan, I don't know
talking
if
to
you
you.
know,
That's
but you and I are going to be invited on Mike's podcast after practices every day.
Well, it's up to him. He's
Well,
the arbiter.
he said he would allow it.
Oh, okay. That's
Think
I
about
asked
it.
him.
We'll see how you are during the practice. If you annoy me,
if I get mouthy, I will not be invited.
No practice review for you.
Okay.
All right. So
I'm out then.
we will see you tomorrow. Thanks for listening today.
Hey, this is Deuce. Thanks for tuning into the show. If you really want to help us, make sure you like us wherever you get your podcasts, like Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Also, make sure you follow us on the New England Patriots YouTube channel to see this show and everything else that we do here at the Patriots. Thanks a lot.